Hello, hello. 'Tis me. It is Sunday. I'm back. Give me 1 second. Mm-mm. Hello, hello. Let me move this a little bit. How's everyone doing on this Sunday evening? A little bit of a different stream today. I am trying to work on my cosplay. I've talked about this in a few streams, but I'm actually gonna do it today, okay? I spent the last couple of days figuring out what I think I'm gonna do, and then I realized I'm like, you know what? I gotta stop thinking about all these little pieces. Let's just get started on something. I feel like it's I just want to make some progress, you know? So for today's stream, which we don't have too long, unfortunately, mainly because I have work tomorrow really early. So I probably have a couple of hours to knock some stuff out. But we're gonna do our best. And I figured while we're crafting and sewing and stuff, we can just, chit chat and whatnot. But yeah, so what I have is I have a pattern for a dress, basically the base dress is what it is. And that's what I'll be making today. And again, I say making, but I don't think I'm gonna get very far. But I have my instructions and stuff here. I found a pattern on I don't know, maybe it was on Etsy or something, but it looks simple enough, simple, but also it was said it was quote unquote beginner friendly, but also it looks like, assuming I can make the dress properly, it could be just a dress that I can actually wear too, which is what I would like, just so it doesn't have, the dress itself doesn't have to be completely a costume, you know? But yeah, so we're gonna start with that, and then eventually we'll add all the other elements of Nyx's outfit, which that'll be fun stuff, I think. Like clay molding stuff and painting stuff, that will be fun. Let me see if I can find the actual picture of the dress on here. I have a lot of papers here. I had to print out the pattern on 35 pieces of paper, and then the instructions, and then tape it all together. It was crazy. But this is what the dress should look like when it's done, and that'll just be my base layer of what to wear. But yeah. I don't think we have very much time to waste, so we're gonna kind of get right to it, and I'll explain to you where I'm at in the process. Let me have a sip of water too, make sure we're hydrated. Let me see. Let me lower you guys. I'm gonna get my keyboard out of the way. So typically, if I'm sewing, I have an area. Welcome to my desk. I have an area that's kind of behind me. So behind this wall on the other side of this room, I have another desk set up where it's my art area. I say that as though I do art all the time or anything, but I do have my sewing stuff there typically. Not to say I use it there very often, but it's set up to be there. And the thing too with that, my problem with that desk is that it's not wide enough. So sometimes I have to put things, in just different areas where I'm okay, my computer's here so I can watch things, but my Cricut's here, and there's just not enough space, I feel but it works. Or the other way I typically used to sew is on the floor. I would just have my sewing machine on the ground, and then I'd sit cross-legged, and then I'd use my knee to push the pedal as I was sending things through. But yeah, so anyway, today I kind of cleared out my desk area, which is not that big either, but we're trying our best. And I'll put my sewing machine on here when we're ready. So in my little area surrounding me, it's a little messy, but it be what it be. And I've said this before, but I haven't cosplayed in years. And I say that in the sense of it's I haven't really made a costume. I haven't really sewed a ton in the last few years. I think that most of my projects happen very sporadically, where I get suddenly I'm I really want to make this, so then I just make it right away. Otherwise it's oh, there are things that I want to make, but I just haven't really gotten there. Well, maybe, let me see. Okay, but yeah, so let me show you all the pieces I have. I'll show you some of them. I'm making the base dress out of a satin, which again the internet has told me is a good idea, but we'll see. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I might have to get that a little later. I have little pieces for the straps that I haven't got yet. Anyway, the two things I have to do today, well, let me rephrase this. The two things I have to do before I even start to get sewing is add my seam allowances. I don't know if you could see that on here, actually. But you see how this says strap on it, so it should be one of the like arm straps, which I'm a little skeptical about because I'm like, it looks like it's tiny. Like I don't know, will this be enough? But I penned out the seam allowance around it so I could see it, and I did that to like every piece I have because I'm terrible with like measuring or like actually following the like 1 centimeter seam allowance. So I actually wrote it on, but I haven't done so on 2 of these like big pieces. I have 2 pieces for the back of the dress. Like this is actually the part that'll go on my back. As you can see, it's very wrinkled, so I'm gonna have to iron it at some point. And then this is like the main front part of the dress that's all folded up here. I labeled it as front and need hem. Well, of course everything needs a hem, but I need to like make the hemlines. But yeah, and then I have other fabrics in here for things. So yeah, I spent a good amount of money at Joann the other day, but I'm excited. And I have an invisible zipper to add into the dress, which I haven't added in zippers a ton. Like I've done it. It's like the thing with sewing and me is that like I know I can do things and I know I've done things before, but I just haven't like done them recently, So it's like I forget. Like I teach myself in the moment and then it just like completely gone because I never need that information until like 2 years later. But yeah, that's where we're at. Oh, you know what I should do? I should bring out a few things that I've actually sewed before so I can like show you guys that, hey, I'm not like an expert, but I'm not a complete amateur either. I'll show you. Ouch. Ah. There's just stuff everywhere. So, I made this dress last year, like almost 2 years ago, to wear for my little birthday party that I had, my tea party. And this one kicked my fucking ass, but I did it. While having a show and tell here. And then the sleeves are here. So yeah, I made that. And I do love the tulle on it. It was definitely just like a different kind of thing for me. But I did make that in like a week. And I wanted to kill myself the entire time. But that's how it goes. I've made this like fun little corset. It has fun little like frog clips on it or frog clasp thingies on it. Where you'd wear it like this. And then you tie it in the back like so. And then you make sure the girlies look good in there, But yeah. And this was something where I saw a music video with a girl who had something similar, and obviously not the same. Hers was a little more like intricate, but I was like, oh my god, I love that. I need to try to make something like that. And I made this. Yeah, I still like it, but I think that it would be more flattering on my like body if I looked a little different is all. But yeah, and I've worn it a couple times, but it's very short. Like I feel like almost uncomfortable in it because I'm like, it's so exposed. But I love the look of it. And again, it's another like corset that I've made, which again, I think I feel confident enough where I'm like, oh, I can make a corset. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. This is one of the first things. Oh, actually, I lied. No, it's not. I got the red blazer, and then I added like some black elements to it for my Jabami Yumiko cosplay for Kakagurui in maybe 5 years ago or something. But I did make one blazer once for my Asami Sato cosplay in 2015. I just don't have that anymore, probably because it was my first try really, so it wasn't like that great, but like, for the purpose it was fine, but like, I can do better, I hope. And then I made this skirt for my Jabame costume as well. Like, super cute. And there's even a zipper in it, a nice zipper, a clasp here, and there's like a waistband on it. Like I was very proud of this one. It's because I feel like it looks like not that it's not a real skirt, but it looks like really real. If anything, it should be in my closet and not in my like bin in the basement. But yeah, wow, I even did a rolled hem. That's crazy. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll put it in my closet and I can wear it this like fall with like tights or something. That'd be cute, right? Actually, man, I wore it 5 years ago, so I'm like, damn, can I even fit it anymore? Yikes. We'll see. But yeah, that was a me. Some things I've made in the past. Okay. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? Mainly because your girl ain't got time to like waste, TBH. Like, truly does not have time. Just because it's already 7:30 and I only have a couple hours at most to put in here. Because I get up probably around 2:30 or 2:45 to wake up for work, which is in like 5 hours. So I lied. No, it's not. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That's in 7 hours. So I think I can survive on 5 hours of sleep, but you gotta get some work done. Let me actually turn down the music for me because it's a little loud. I'll turn it down for you guys too. Cool. Yeah. Because I think what's tough though too, I'm learning is that like, again, I like having this like second job. So okay, this is my back piece. So this is the wrong side of the fabric, and then this is the right side. See how it's like different, like how shiny it is? And I have it labeled so I don't forget. And basically I have two because I'm going to make one the lining as far as I'm concerned with the pattern. Oh wait, that's wrong. Hold on. There we go. Right? Am I like... This is where I'm like, I copied it right? Like, why are they... Or unless they're both this way. Why would they both be this way? This is wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to double check some things. I'm like, I don't know if this is right now that I'm looking at it. Interesting. We'll see, because maybe I'm doing this incorrectly already. This is what I'm saying. Hi, Nigel. We dressmaking. We are dressmaking. I absolutely did not make the pattern myself. I feel like if this was a different character, I probably would have. Because I've done some things where I've, you know, made some of my own patterns with some of my own clothes. But for this one, I said, it looks way there's too much like stuff for NYX, like up here, where I'm like, I ain't got time for this. I didn't mention, I don't know if I have or not, but I'm trying to make it for the end of October / beginning of November. Like, that's when my local Comic-Con is, so I would like to wear it then, but we'll see. But yeah, now, again, I'm looking at this. So I bought a pattern off of Etsy, and it looked really good, so I mean, we'll see. And granted, I was saying this earlier, where it was just like, the dress looks just like a regular dress. Again, that would be like my underneath, my regular, just like my base layer, and then I can add things on top of it. But it looks like the dress is also something that I'll be able to wear in my real life, hopefully. Hopefully. So this is part of the pattern pieces that I have. And again, like to cut out all the pattern pieces and put them all together, I had like 40 pieces of paper. Okay. Let's see. That looks correct. And then, but I'm just worried now that I may have cut these incorrectly. Because like, that's right. But this... Yeah, like, why does this one look all wonky? I could just... Oh, excuse me. I'm about to sneeze. Okay. A month is a lot of time. Did you think about making it out of muslin or something first? Absolutely not. I mean, I think that's like what you should do. However, I agree that a month is a good amount of time, but I just don't... Me knowing me... I don't think that I would be able to get things done in time. So I'm just gonna, you know, raw dog it and see what happens. Like, I'm not the best when it comes to this stuff. Oh, I'm just really bad at cutting, I think. Like, I think this is correct. Because I did need 2 of these pieces, but why are they just so bad? They're badly cut, I think is what it is. Nigel, did you do any sewing or anything? It sounds like you're not unfamiliar. Just gonna double check some of these. Whereas again, it looks pretty like legit. Like, you know, it looks right, but right-ish. Just like not my fave in terms of my cutting ability. I'm like, why is it doing that? Like, see how some of the seams just don't seem to match up here, and I'm like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but like it's also not the best. So yeah, like it looks a little short here, but you know, I'll survive. That might have been because I was trying to maximize my fabric usage, and maybe I tried to like push it too far, you know. You do some sewing. Yeah, it sounds like you do. You have a lot of like knowledge on different like arts and crafts and stuff too, which I like. It's great. If anything, you can help me, dude. But yeah, so I think the first thing I gotta do, I have 2 more pieces like besides these 2, and I have a really big piece. I need to like start making the adding the hemline or the seam allowance line, just because you know how like on a sewing machine you're able to follow, like there's almost like a guide on the sewing machine itself. I'm just really bad at that. Like my seams are never straight, and also with the satin, I feel like it's kind of slippery, like you know, like this. So I'm a little worried. So I'm gonna just have to draw the outlines, so you know, I got it. So hopefully, again, I'm trying to make this better and easier for me, because I know that I'm like, I rush through everything, and it's like, you know, you're supposed to do things slow and steady. Make sure, you know, you take your time, this, that, and it's like, one day. Today's not that day, but like one day I'll be that person. Okay, so I'm gonna do a 1 centimeter seam allowance around everything, and we'll see. Oh, I should probably use the centimeters instead of the inches on here. Wouldn't that be smart? And then I'm just gonna make it all the way around-ish. You know, it doesn't have to be exact, but more just like a guide for me, so I know what to follow. I don't know. I feel like it's a tough month for me, just because just working a lot, but also there's a lot of like events, in the sense of it's like I have like this upcoming week I'm working every single day, but it's just like it's weird because I have the odd schedules where it's like, again, tomorrow I work at 4 a.m., but then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I'm working at 8 a.m., but Friday I still have to go in for 4, Saturday I'm going in for 4, I have a wedding on Saturday, and you know, things like that, where it's just like it's tough for me sometimes, because it just takes up a lot of my energy, in the sense of it's like, oh, if I could get like good sleep and get my actual 8 hours when I need it, it'd be like maybe better, but unfortunately I haven't figured that out yet. Like, I worked today, and then I got home, and I was so freaking tired, I just knocked out until, like, 4 p.m., which is like, okay, well, I usually try to go to bed if I'm gonna go to work early the next day at, like, 8:30, and it's like, hello, that's, like, soon, and I'm not tired yet. So, like, what are we gonna do, you know? Hi, Sandy. Yeah, my second job, the one I've been working there for, like, a month, I kind of just do, like, inbound stocking stuff, like, you know, the trucks come on, and I, like, unload and, like, put items on the shelves and stuff. But yeah, so I go in for that one at 4. And then I have like a regular like I not necessarily a regular job, but I do work some gigs, and I work those like on like video shoots and stuff, and that I have this week. It's not every single week that I do that, but it's just like, you know, that's like my main professional work, in the sense of it's like that's what I was doing for a while. But again, it's like as a freelancer, you know, the work comes and goes, and that also means that the money also comes and goes, and when it goes, that's not fun. So, you know, I had to figure out something, and I think that working on this type of schedule is not like the best, but I think it allows me enough flexibility to be able to do a bunch of things that I want to do. Like, for example, again, I'm going to my friend's wedding on Saturday, but I'm still able to work in the morning, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still able to go to work and get out at like, I don't know, like 9, 10 a.m. and like hopefully get a nap in, get ready, and then go to the wedding, you know? Same thing with like, oh, I have a kid's birthday party at 2 p.m. on Sunday, and it's like, oh, I can make it to that. Granted, I'm not gonna work just because I have the wedding the previous day, but it's like, even if I was working the 4 a.m. job, it's like, oh, I can push through, even if like, even if I'm tired, I can push through. Like I went to like brunch a couple times after working and stuff, and it's like, it's fine, I can still make events. Where I used to do a lot of like bartending and like, restaurant jobs and stuff, which can make good money, but it's also just like, it kind of is draining energy wise, in the sense of it's, gotta kiss a lot of ass, but also sometimes the hours just suck. Where it was like, I missed a lot of things working in restaurants, whether it be like friends' birthdays, the kids' birthdays, or just like, hanging out with my friends or whatever. And, at the end of the day, it's like, that's not everything, you gotta be able to learn to say no sometimes. But, it's just like, looking back, it's like, damn, I really was out here working till like, 12, 1, 2 in the morning for what, like for what? I don't know. The restaurant industry is just like best of times and the worst of times. I have a lot of great memories, but I'm also just like, damn, some of this was actual ass. But yeah, and I also think that again too, working the way I am, it's like it makes sure that I like have income coming in every week, which is the biggest downfall for me right now as a freelancer. It's like, oh, I'm owed money, but like the turnaround is might be like 30 days or something, and it's like, okay, well, my bills aren't, what I mean, like on that type of schedule. And even some places too, it's like a 90-day, and I was like, what the fuck? I ain't got 3 months to wait to like get my money, So I like having consistent income, or at least I can expect some things to make sure some of my bills are paid, But also, doing like the stocking stuff, it doesn't require a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Like customer energy, like I don't have to worry so much about like I don't want to say worry, but it's more just like I don't have to waste or utilize a lot of my like social energy on catering to customers or guests, whatever, in the way that I would when I was in the restaurants and whatnot. And also just like bullshit socializing too, like a lot of small talk, like when I worked at like behind the bar. Because at the end of the day, that's what people like. They like to come in and have conversation and stuff, and it's totally cool. But sometimes it's just like I'm not in the mood, or, like I just don't have anything to say. So yeah, and I feel like also while I'm streaming and stuff too, it's like I like that I have energy for that. Like I'd rather spend my social battery here hanging out with like y'all and stuff than I would like with customers. Lame. But yeah. That's my work rant for the stream, I suppose. Customers can be the worst. They can. And it's just like again, I've had some really great ones, but it's just like the really, really good ones. It's tough because it's like the ratio between really great customers versus like the shitty ones is such like there's a big gap, It's like 4 great customers do not cancel out 4 absolutely terrible customers, unfortunately, It's like 1 great customer for every like 6 shitty ones. Okay, so as you can see, I added the seam allowance here. I'm going to add it onto this one, and then I have 1 huge ass piece to add. And then we can actually start sewing some things. Let me grab my pattern pieces out of the way. I gotta figure out how to like keep these pattern pieces that I've already like printed out, taped together, and like cut out in my size. Hopefully that stays my size. But like I don't know how I want to keep them all together so I can like make this again if I wanted to or something. Because I'm obviously making mine purple because Nyx's Nyx's outfit is purple, black, whatever. But the girl who like made the pattern, in her like photos for it, she was wearing it was like black and white, and it looked really nice. Like the bottom half was black, and like the bottom half was white maybe, and the top like chest cup thingies or whatever, the boob triangles or whatever, were white, and it looked really nice. Or black, you know what I mean? It was black and white, whatever, you get it. It looked really nice. But yeah. And I will say, back to like customers, like this is what I mean. Where in my restaurant time, I had some really, really great people, really big regulars who are always very sweet. Like I did have people who would, my arm. I did have people who would like, leave me an extra tip, which was great. And obviously in that industry, You like live on tips. And at the end of the day, it's just not fair. I know people who like haven't worked in the industry, like, you know, they have a lot of things to say about like tipping for service and blah blah blah, whatever, and like the percentage and this that blah blah blah. I get it, but I think that there's also a lot that people don't see behind the scenes either, in the sense of where it's like, you know, you tip your 20%, right? And it's like, it doesn't necessarily go directly to your server either. Like, it goes, part of it's gonna go to the bar. We had part of it in one of the restaurants I worked at, part of it went to like some of the chefs too. Like, I worked in hibachi slash sushi, and like some of the things that people didn't realize was that, oh, like, hey, if you tip the chef, which obviously, you know, you totally feel free, like that goes directly to them, and whatever you leave on like your bill goes to us. It went to the servers and to the chefs too. So if you tipped $10 on your bill, and then like maybe suppose like $5 goes to the servers, which I've worked in a lot of pool places, so all the tips would always be pooled, and then like $5 went to like the chefs. But you could have also tipped your specific chef, like, I don't know, $10 too. So, you know, so that potential chef would probably make more. Which, you know, you can argue that that's like he deserved, you know. But also at the end of the day, it's just like it all depends. It all depends. And again, like I've said, I've worked in places where like your tips are your tips. I've worked in places where it's like, you know, everything is pooled together. So even if I have a slow night, I get to, you know, bank on people who have the busy nights and vice versa. Like, I'm the one who's in the weeds and can't like breathe because there's so much stuff happening. But there's people who are chilling in their own sections who get to like reap the benefits, you know. But again, I've had some really great regulars who have, you know, treated me really well, or it'd be like, I would see them and they would be a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like empathetic when, you know, they could see that I was struggling. Or it'd be something where it's like, hey, I had this one table of these great gentlemen who'd come in a few times, like a month or something. They'd always get the same bottle of like Frank Family Cabernet. Like, it just like always, it was 4 dudes or 4 men. And they were probably in their like, you know, they're like 50s, whatever. Very handsome, very very classy in my opinion. But they'd always order a bottle of Frank Family Cabernet, and then which went for about $100 at the restaurant I worked at. So you usually get at least 1, maybe 2 bottles depending. And, you know, this was the type of restaurant where you had to do wine service, which is fine, but, you know, not really my forte. And we'd have to do a lot of like wine tastings and stuff, which again is not to say that, like, you know, you have to be like great at everything, but it's just like I couldn't sell wine as well as other people because I just didn't like it, you know. I tried my best and I did what I did. I'd always offer a taste, or I'd bring the sommelier over to like really accommodate to what the guests would like in terms of taste wise, because I'm like, I don't know, because I would go to wine tastings and be like, this is gross, all of it's gross, you know. I just don't like some of the taste. And I will say, but anyway, this table of gentlemen, they would always get the same bottle of Cabernet, and, you know, I do my wine service thing where, you know, you're like, oh, here, blah, this is a 1924, blah 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 blah, whatever, all good. But there have been times where I've definitely spilt the wine on the table and like stained the tablecloth, and they were always super super chill. We'd laugh about it, you know. Whereas I think that, you know, other guests may not be so lenient or chill about that. Things like that. And then there was this one guest one time, he brought his own wine, and he was so adamant because obviously, you know, I did my thing, and he was like, oh, you should have a glass. And I was like, oh, no, like, you know, it's okay, like, I'm not really a big wine fan, I don't want you to like waste it on me, you know, blah blah blah. And he was like, no, you should definitely try some, this that. I was just like, oh, I don't know, like, I'm not a big fan of wine, so I don't want to, like, basically I just don't want to insult them, you know, where it's like, hey, I'm not crazy about what you're putting out here, fam, so I don't want to, like, you'd be like, this is the best wine ever, and I'm like, blah, you know, that wouldn't be nice. But actually, I ended up having a taste, and it was actually very palatable. Like, and I was pleasantly surprised because I have not really tried any wines that I love. And let me rephrase, not even love, like, that I find drinkable, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, oh yes, I will have a glass. If anything, I spent a lot of money on, I don't want to say, oh, a lot of money, but just I spent money on, you know, a lot of vineyard wine tasting events just because people love to do that for like their birthdays or like bachelorette parties and stuff like that, bridal showers. Like, it's just a thing that I've gone to many times, and I'll pay for it every single time because, you know, I love my friends, I want to hang out, and, you know, at the end of the day, spending the money on an event for them is, like, you know, worth it. But at the end of the day, all I do is I stick my tongue in the glass and then hand it over to somebody else. That's kind of the way I roll, because at the end of the day, I just have not tasted anything I really like. But this gentleman at the restaurant did bring me let me have a taste of something that I surprisingly really enjoyed, but I have no idea what it was. But I do know it was a red wine that was a Pinot Noir, I believe. But yeah, I don't know, and I wish this is like the one wine where I'm like, oh, I do remember that being like tasty to me, but I don't know what it was called. Don't know like what what brand it was. Don't know what year it was. Don't know anything about it. And so that's just be a memory that's always in my head, a nostalgic memory, I suppose. Okay. Added the seam allowance to that, and now I have this big ass piece here. This, I believe, is going to be the front of the dress, so I got to be, like, good with this. So, something like this. And then, yeah, I don't know. Something like that. We will see. This is a big piece, though. So, we're going to have to make our way on down. Okay. I had to, like, and it's funny because, okay, so when I was, like, taping this pattern together, again, it was friggin' 36 pages of just, like, printer paper that I had to tape together so I could cut out the right pieces and whatnot. Like, thank God the floor, like, had enough space. Because, okay, so when I was younger, I used to do this stuff in my bedroom, right? Like, on the floor of my bedroom. But now that my bed is bigger than it was when I was, like, younger, so now it's just, like, there's no floor space. And thankfully, it's like no one was home for a little bit. And I was like, oh, thank God, yesterday night. My parents had, like, an event or something to go to. And thank freaking God that my floor was empty. Like the kitchen and the living room, the hallway. I had to run to cut the fabric out. I had my fabric like folded throughout the hallway so I could have enough length for it. But yeah. And it was a hot mess. Let me tell you, a hot mess. That's the way I do things, man. It's always a hot mess. Oh, you know what I used to have too, which I wish I still had, but I don't right now? I used to have a mannequin too. I think my like best friend in high school, she's still one of my best friends now, but she's one of my best friends from high school. For like, I think it was one of my birthdays or something. She got me like a mannequin so I could like you know, like a sewing pattern, a form or whatever, so I could drape and like, you know, sew and, you know, use it as like a body form. And I used her for years. Granted, she was a little skinnier than me, so I had to, you know, bulk her up a little bit. But I'm really sad because she broke. Like, she would just topple all the time, and her insides, her innards were just like hollowed out and just kind of crusty. So I had to say goodbye to her. And I've been meaning to replace her, but alas, I have yet to. And I think that's something that can really step up a sewing game. Granted, I never really used it enough to step mine up, but in the sense of it's like, you know, being able to drape well. And yet I watch a lot of people who do like dressmaking and like whatever, just sewing tutorials or whatever on like TikTok and stuff. And I'm like, damn, they really be out here doing that. Or especially, I loved during like the COVID. Yes, a dress form. Thank you. Thank you. Could I not think of it? But yeah, and then I was watching people like on TikTok who like, you know, who were able to like end up being contracted to like make dresses for, I don't know, like celebrities and stuff. I'm like, wow, good for them. Good for them. But yeah, so getting a new one is on my list of like things to acquire, but like, you know, that list just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's like, damn. It's about them priorities. And again, I'd be like sewing like I feel like I do like one major project a year, and I'm like, I wish I need to like up that. At least maybe like once every, I don't know, like quarter or something. I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm like, I have too many hobbies. Like, I have too many interests. Like, relax. I hope in my next life I just, you know, pick one or two. Because I was actually, again, I talk about this all the time too, how I have like a keyboard and a guitar in this room, and I've had them for years, or like at least I've had my guitar for years. The keyboard is newer, but like still played about just as often as the guitar is. But like, oh, every once in a while I'll like turn on some YouTube videos and try to like learn some more chords and practice them, and then I'm like, okay, cool, and then I forget about it for like 3 months, and now I like forgot how to do those things, you know? And then what happened too is I want to get my nails done this week, as you can, just because again I have a wedding, but also with my like 4 a.m. job, as I'm like opening boxes and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, my nails are getting fucked up. So I would like to get them done. But if I get them done, then it's gonna be like I can't like the hold like the whatever the strings and like the frets or whatever like properly. So I'm like, oh god, I already struggle as like a new person. I struggle already, like trying to make the guitar sound good and not like buzzy and like whatnot. Keep an eye on Facebook Marketplace or Black Friday is coming up. You are indeed correct about that. I've seen a couple on Facebook, but sometimes it's just been like too far to my area, alas. But yeah, I feel like between it being Black Friday coming up, and also like with Amazon, how they have their Prime Day in October now, which I think is like this upcoming week or something. Like, damn, there's just always these sales, and I'm like, what should I get? What should I get? But it's like, do I need anything? Because the other thing I really want to get too is a new monitor, which is like, I don't need a new one, but I would like one that has a higher resolution, just because like my graphics card can accommodate that. But like I'm not gonna utilize any of that. Like I'm not gonna see any of those results if I still have like a 1080p monitor. You know what I'm saying? That's also on the list of things to do. I want to upgrade everything. I want to upgrade my whole life. Just gotta level up all of the above. Hmm. And so I have this wedding on Saturday, and it's like my one of my best friends from childhood or whatever, right? Like our families are friends, whatever. Me and her, we were super super besties from like when we were younger. And I'm super happy she's getting married. She's been with her girlfriend, fiance, whatever, for like 9 years or whatever. And I was there from when they met each other and this, that, and blah blah blah. Cause she had just like gotten out of a pretty her like college relationship with a man. And she was always like boy crazy as like kids and stuff too. And then obviously she ended up with a woman. But um again, it's just interesting to see. I'm so happy for it. But I feel like it's almost like one of the last of my friends who I'm like close to them and their partner. Whereas I feel like with some of my friends now who like, I just don't see as often anymore. Like I don't know their significant others as well. And I feel like, hello, some of my friends that I hang out with these days, like I only see you guys a few times a year. So how will I ever meet your how will I ever like really get to know your partners too? And I'm saying that because I have a lot of single friends. Not a lot, but I have a decent amount of single friends. Where it's like, yeah, okay, my friend, we'll call her like Ashley or whatever. It's like, girl, granted, I do have a friend named Ashley who is married now. But it's like she was also one of the last people who were like, oh, I actually met their significant other. I knew a little bit about them, but still not enough as the way I've known some other ones. Yeah, because I'm thinking like, hey, damn, depending on where my life goes, some of my closest friends from like, whatever, might not know my significant other. But I guess that's life. Well, I think it's weird though too. I think about this all the time, where it's like some of my friends that I have, like from my my hometown friends or whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna be real. If we didn't have like the history of us being whatever teenagers, college kids, whatever, like first of all, I should have been connecting these like as I was going instead of just like pulling back. Just because this is like huge, it's a big piece of fabric. But some of these people that I'm friends with, I'm like, damn, I don't think I'd be friends with you if we met today. Like literally today, we probably would not be friends. I don't know if I'm getting like messages or what. I can't see. Sorry, that's just weird. I'm like stopping because I'm like I'm hearing buzzing. And I assume it's my phone, which is my camera right now. So I'm like, can't look at it. Sorry. So hope it's not important. If it's important, call me. But yeah, then I've also been very lucky on the other side of the spectrum where it's like there's some people I've met kind of on a whim that I've become not necessarily like, oh, they're my best friend or anything, but it's more just like it's an instant click. And I'm like, damn, if we had like lived in the same area, I know that we'd be like besties. And I talk about it a lot, but it's like, okay, there's a couple people I've met through like just whether it be through BTS stuff or whatever, or like when I went to Korea, or just like I was taking a Korean class for a while. And like one of the girls there, we've become super close in the sense where it's like, we'll FaceTime and chat just about like life and stuff. And it's like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Where I don't even do that with some of my like real friends. But yeah, but again, it was like an instant click. Like one friend I have, she lives in New York. I think she's from Nebraska, and we were taking a Korean class, like an online Korean class, and we were in it together. And I think something came up in like class discussion or whatever, and then she like messaged me. Granted, I'm pretty sure it was about BTS, but she like messaged me on the side, like in our private Zoom DMs or whatever. And then we just kind of would message each other during class every week, like it's literally slid into each other's Zoom DMs. And we vibed, and we were both also the same like ethnicity in the sense of like Vietnamese Lao and stuff too, where she's like her family's, I think she's ethnically Vietnamese, but her family's from Laos, and that's the way like my mom is. My mom is ethnically fully Vietnamese, but like born and raised in Laos, you know. But anyway, but yeah, so we just kind of instantly clicked. I don't remember what it was, but like we followed each other on Instagram and stuff, and then we kind of just talked here and there. And then I think that one of the times I went to New York, just like for funsies, we met up for a dinner, and we just totally clicked. And I feel like that feeling is like, wow, this is how I knew we were instant friends. And I also find it very surprising sometimes where I'm like, damn, I guess I didn't expect either in my like, in my older age, in my, my adult age, in my 30s, whatever, that I'm like, ooh, making new friends or new friends like this. And like this other girl that I'm pretty close to who doesn't, again, I just am, I am suffering for the fact that I just don't live close to some people that I like feel like I would be super close to just if we lived closer. But one of my college friends, one of her friends and I became very close through like BTS stuff, whatever. But like me and her have become close enough to the point where like we've hung out separately. We like met up in Korea together. I've like gone to visit her and stuff, and we like chat regularly and stuff. Speaking of, I'm supposed to talk to her tomorrow. I should write that down. We're supposed to talk and catch up tomorrow. She was just in Korea with her family a few weeks ago. But yeah, but basically it's funny because the way I knew her, I was like, oh, you are so and so's my friend from college. Like you're her other Asian friend. Because I'd see like their Snapchat or like Instagram stories or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's the other Asian girl she hangs out with. I'm like, I thought it was just me, but it's not. And then we ended up just like clicking on that stuff, and then me and her just end up being like besties too. But yeah, I think that's something I'm really grateful for about like I'm pleasantly surprised that those things have happened to me. Because I feel like in this, and I think there's like a saying of like your friendship circles are like shrink. You know what I mean, as you get older and stuff. Which in some sense I definitely see that, but like I've been very like lucky in the sense of where it's like mine have also grown, just in ways I probably just didn't expect them to. Okay, this is not straight. No worries. Making friends as an adult usually isn't that easy. Exactly. And especially the thing too is that after you're like established in your industries, I guess, like, if you have your own whatever, your friends from, call it school, right? You don't go to school anymore. If you have friends at work, those are your work friends. And sometimes it's like if they haven't crossed the line of being like my coworker friends versus my like outside of work friends, you know what I mean? Like there's also that line, and it's like if you haven't crossed that, then like, they're not your like real friends in some sense. But also the thing too is that like depending on what kind of job you work in can also, it really impacts that too, where it's like, okay, if for example I work as a freelancer, right? So granted I do pretty consistent with like the same group of people, but I still consider them my like work friends. Like I haven't really hung out with them outside of work or anything. A couple of them I'll talk to on like Instagram and stuff like that. I'll reply to their stories, but like they're not like my like legit friends, or I'm like, yo, let's go to a movie, let's do this together. At least not yet anyway. But also not that there's anything wrong with it, but I do work primarily with the crews that I work on are usually with a lot of men in them, which is fine. They're cool dudes, you know what I mean? But they don't always, I don't know, we don't always vibe with the same type of humor. And some of them are also a lot older than me too, which again, age ain't nothing but a number, but sometimes it's like, again, the humor is not always the same. Which again, totally fine. But yeah, but there's that with like work wise. And also when you work from home too, it's also hard to like make genuine work friends, or it can be, especially if like, you don't live in the same area as your coworkers because everything's remote too. Or not everything, but if you work in that type of job. And then it's like, okay, if you have your significant other, which granted I can't relate to that, but it's like, okay, are you friends with their friends? This, that. What if do you actually get along with them as like who they are versus like them being your significant others, friends, friends is like wives or blah blah blah, you know? But yeah, and also it's like, where do you go to meet people? Like, and do people want to be met? Because I'll talk to like again one of my best friends like from high school. She has 2 kids, and she's like a stay-at-home mom or whatever. And like I ran into her at the park once. Like granted, I have a weird schedule, so sometimes I'm just like randomly off, you know, on a Tuesday or Wednesday or something. And so I went to the park to try and get some, you know, fresh air, sunlight, touch some grass or whatever. And I ran into her there, and I had asked her because she was there like with her kids. And I was like, oh, have you like made any friends with like the other moms who are here to take their kids? Because in some sense, it would make sense for like, oh, okay, well, I come here typically on like Tuesdays, whatever, before nap time at 1, so probably around like 11 o'clock or something like that. It's like, do other parents do the same? And like, have you become friends with any of them, you know? And she was like, sometimes I talk to them, but I really don't want to make any friends. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm polite, but like, I'm not trying to like hang out with any of these people. I'm not trying to like become close to them. And I'm like, I get it. She's like, yeah, I have enough friends. Like, I have my circle. And I'm like, good for you, girl. Good for you. And I think, and the way I've said it too, when I've just been talking like to again, some of my like my whatever my it's a Tina who's sometimes she's in the chat, whatever, but who's my cousin, my like one of my like best friends, whatever too. Sometimes it's just I'm like, oh, I feel like I haven't found like my people, you know. And I've felt like that for like years, where it's like that, you know, I have my friends, but they just don't like get me in the same way sometimes as some of the other people I've met. And that's how I feel about some of the people I've met within the past, like, you know, whatever, 3 or 4 years, where I'm like, wow, we just instantly clicked. And I feel like I'm like, oh, you're my people, you know? And I feel like that's what I kind of lack here. I'm like, damn, where are my people at, you know? Not to say they don't exist, but I just haven't found them. But it's also like I haven't found them in how many years? It's kind of like how, you know, when I was like in college and stuff, I was like, no, when I was in high school, I was like, you know what? Like, it's cool that I don't have a boyfriend. It's fine. Like, you know, I'll date when I'm in college. And then I didn't really date that much either. And I was like, damn, okay. I guess I'm just focusing on school, but, you know, after, right? And it's like, damn. Okay, now when? Now when? And so this weekend, on Friday, I think, no, yeah, Friday, I went to this concert, right? And it's like the first concert I've been to in Rhode Island in literally years, like years. And because I will say, granted, my like, you know, with like the pandemic and stuff like that, obviously a lot of artists like didn't go on tour. Also, I didn't live in Rhode Island at the time. And I think that since say 2019, my music taste, I don't want to say my taste has changed, but my like priorities have changed because, you know, of BTS. But this was like, yeah, the first concert I've gone to in a while, because basically these days I go to more expensive, bigger shows, I suppose. And again, or at the end of the day, it's like the only artist I actually really, really care about is like BTS, and obviously they play like huge shows if and when they do. And like even some of the bands I like, you know, it's like they're not always as close anymore. Like I get excited if they're like in Boston, you know, just because it's like, oh god, I can drive there, drive home. And the fact that I went to one in Providence, I was like, yo, what the fuck? I can just show up and leave and I get back into my bed. Like that was amazing. But it was also like a small club show, which is, you know, what I used to do when I was younger. Like I would only go to like really like club shows where, you know, tickets were super cheap. And luckily the bands that I liked would like come to Rhode Island, to Providence. And then and it was really easy for me when I was younger too, to like a road trip to see them in multiple states, just because it was like close, especially like the East Coast, where it was like, oh, they come to Providence and you're going to Boston and you're going to like New Haven and to, you know what I mean, like New Jersey. Like, okay, those are all like drivable, you know, and I could do that, which I had done when I was younger, but I haven't really done that type of stuff anymore. But the show was really cool, and it was from a band. They're called Balance and Composure, that I freaking love. And they like had broken up in 2019 or something, and they like officially came back like last year or something. But yeah, I'm so happy that I got to see them, and it was their album release day on Friday, and I got to see them on that day, so I was like super pumped for that. And it was a good time. But I'm like, damn, how are they gonna come on at 10 p.m.? Like, I'm tired. And their set was only like an hour and a half, so I'm like, bruh. But you know, and I also had to work at 4 the next day, so I'm like, what the fuck? But it was a good time. I love live music. I love them. I love their new album. Like, I'm like, baby, we're so back. Your friends don't try to set you up with people. Bruh, my friends, a good amount of my friends are as single as me. So we got no friends just to hook each other up with, where it's like, listen, if we had any single friends or who were like, you know, men or whatever, it's like, listen, they would not be the type of people that we want to be set up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to set my girls up for failure, you know? All right, so we finally added the last seam allowance onto this big old piece of fabric. So now we can finally start fucking sewing something. What should we do? Let's see. Okay. Which I would say, I guess it's like also, I'm also thankful that I do have several single friends too, because you know, I ain't got to be like the 19th wheel. Okay, so these I have as my little strappies. Let me find those instructions now. In my stack of papers. Okay. Okay, sewing instructions. We'll follow these. You know, I do need to go. I will be right back, though. I'm going to grab myself these little claspy things, these little sliders, which I literally stopped by Joanne today after work to pick them up. I'll be right back. They're literally in my purse. BRB. And I also might do a little pee-pee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I have these. So they're basically what's like on a bra, but apparently that's what I need. There's white, clear, and black. I think I might just use the clear. I feel like I think black would match better and also with the rest of the outfit, but I do think that black could be used as a nice little an accent hardware or whatever on like a different, if I tried to make a different type of piece, I could use him with the white. So I feel like clear is just like the safest bet, but we'll deal with that in a second. Okay. So I'm supposed to sew these together, which makes sense. Okay, let me take my label off. So I want to fold it right sides together. Sew along my little seam allowance here. I know it's like a little tough to see, but the line across here. Then it says, okay, then I gotta flip it inside out. And then I gotta press them. I'll do that first, I guess, because I'm confused because it says then I gotta cut 10 centimeters from the end of it and I have to make like a separate strap. But like, fam, I don't know. Maybe this is supposed to be one strap and I need two of these? I don't know. I could have misread that. That could be it. So I guess we'll make one, and if we need two more, we'll do that. I don't know. Let's just make some progress today. Okay. Oh shit. You know what we need to do? Annoying. We're also gonna need to get a bobbin, and we're gonna need to make a bobbin, and we're gonna need to use different thread. But part of me is like, should I just do everything in black? But like, we'll see. I might need that for later. Okay, fuck. I should have thought about this in advance. Okay, luckily I have all of these. What the heck? I definitely just dropped something, but I don't know what it was, so we're just gonna leave it there until I step on it later. Ew. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So in this little set here, we have a dark purple color, and we have matching bobbins. Thank God, so I don't gotta do shit. Oh, make things a little bit easier for me. I hope it wasn't a needle. I lose and drop needles all the time. I don't think it was a needle. It sounded almost like I can actually see it now. It's a, I actually don't know what it is, but it looks kind of like it should be a thimble, but like it's like a ring. Yeah. Here. My little ring. Found it. No, but the needle stuff sucks. That happens to me all the time. Or just like the pins. Like, danger. Like they say, you know, finding a needle in a haystack is hard, but like, how come my foot can always find a needle on the ground? You ever think about that? I'm more mad about losing the needle than actually stepping on it. Oh, that's funny. No, but it's annoying though if it's just kind of like, yeah, I need those needles. Exactly, where it's like, hello. I need that shit. That's how I feel sometimes. I've broken many a sewing needle too, like on here, just because like I've like left a pin in or something and it just totally like clipped it. And I've also bent up a whole bunch of pins by like having them still in my garment while I'm like sewing and totally just like getting it. Okay, I'll take this one out of here. I don't think you can tell from what you can see, but like there's just a whole bunch of shit on the floor. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna just have to be working on this for a while. Like, this is gonna have to be my workshop. Okay. I feel like the bobbin always gets me, man. Because sometimes I'm just like, like shit always gets stuck, or sometimes it just does not pull up. Like, I'd be struggling on that. I wish I had a clear plate, like here, so you could see through it. Or like I had like the ones that like face up this, like, can't say it now, but like that like face upwards so that you could see it. And you can see like when it's about to run out and shit. Because how come my bobbin always want to run out when I'm like so close to being finished with something? Okay. Okay. Let me... I don't know what the best angle for this stuff is. I don't know. Between... what I have or what I don't. So I apologize if it's like, you know, girl, I don't know. Girl, I don't know. We'll see. Also, you can see much of my my riser. What? I guess that's also not something I need to worry too much about right now. But okay, let's get this baby done. Aha! I found the loose thread. It was tucked in there somewhere. Okay, let me see. Oh, she's fucking dusty. She is dusty. She a dusty gal. She crusty and she dusty. Okay. Oh shit, let me see. I'll put her in here. Oh, she's a tight fit. Oh shit, I just broke the string. Come on. Come on, drop. Drop. Hello? Damn, she really do be a tight fit. Like, hello. I need her to come out. What the heck? Like, fam. Okay, well. Let me try to make some progress and thread this one first then. What's this? Okay. Down and around, up and down we go. Easy. This one's easy at least. How can I thread her though? That's the main thing. If there was one thing that was instilled in me as a kid, it was that fabric scissors are for fabric and fabric only. Now, my mom would have cussed me the fuck out if I used her fabric scissors for something that was not fabric. Like, literally cussed the fuck out. And now, me as an adult, I will cuss anyone out if they try to use my fabric scissors on anything that's not fabric. Like, it's not for paper. Woohoo, we made it in through here. Now back to this one. Like, why? They're being too tight. Oh, God. There was no leeway. Like, there was no leverage. Like, you know how, granted, this is a really crappy looking bobbin, but like, how this one, there's like extra space here, like around the ring. Like, you can, it's not all the way to the edge. This one is, and now it's friggin' so tight in here. Like, what the fuck? Come out! Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Like, this is not something that needs to cause an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. There's gonna be better things for me to have problems with than this. What the heck? Crazy right now. Like, even with my little like lever thingy, it's like not dropping, and usually it drops right out of there. But again, the fit is very snug, which is probably why my loose thread instantly ripped when I put it in here. What the hell? And I'm like, it's not okay. There we go. I got leverage on it. Oh, thank God. Got it. Okay. Now, let's find the loose thread again. Like, okay. So now I'm kind of like, what's the move here? Do we try what we just did and then see what happens? Hello, how are you? Nice to see you, shark. We're doing something different today. We're sewing up. We're trying to sew some things. We'll see how far we get. Let me see. I think I'm like afraid. Will it happen again? Potentially. Maybe. We're gonna hope for the best. We gotta start sewing away before we'll know. Okay, let's see. Gotta pull it through. Nice. Okay. Okay, we're working. It looks like it's getting through. I know the light's really bright. We have both pieces here. So that's good. Miss Charisma. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna win if I was a pageant queen, right? Okay. Woohoo. Now let's sew one of these straps. Okay, we're gonna fold it in half. Okay, we'll fold it. I'll pin it. And then we'll sew it. And then I'll have to turn it inside out, which I wish I had one of those like loop turner things that people have, which feels like something where it's like probably not that necessary, but like probably makes shit a lot easier. You already won that in my book. And what exactly are you trying to sew again? I'm working on a cosplay for Nyx, the character from Hades. And let me see. Yeah, and so right now I'm sewing a dress, which is basically like the base of her costume. Or her outfit rather. Let me see something. I can pull something up. Let me see, in case we forgot. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? Okay, so... Hello? Yeah, let me see. I just Googled her. Okay, great. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, if this is what she looks like over here, like, you know, there's something where there's like, I'm trying to work on the base dress. Like, let me see. Of like, let me see. Hello? Whatever. The point is that it's like this base purple dress is what I'm trying to make. And then I figured after having a base dress, which granted, there we go. Like this base dress here, just having a dress basically is what it is. And then I'll add the different elements of basically like the, you know, like the extra like little layers, like Grecian goddess parts of it or whatever. But like that's the idea anyway. But yeah, I need to have something to build off of. And then I'll have to go back to the fabric store to get more fabric to be her cape or her whatever, just because I think the cape looks like it's the same color as her dress. But I'm like, damn, how am I gonna make the satin on that? Like, cause I'm like, so this fabric, it doesn't feel super like heavy or anything, but I'm like, between the dress and having it on my back, I'm like, will that be heavy? Will I survive? Like, will that be, you know, fine? I don't know, we'll see. And you know, after you buy a few yards of the same fabric for like, you know, $13, $14 a pop, it's like, oh, it's not cheap, huh? Okay, I don't know why this one's out. We don't need that one. I'm going to use Wonder Clips to hold these together because I'm lazy. I like Wonder Clips because it's like easy, but sometimes I feel like they don't always get the job done, and obviously they're not like flat in the same way that pins are. And then some of the pins that I have, I'm like, some of them are like, oh, I like them a lot because they're sharp, so that they pierce through really well. Other ones I like because they're flat and don't have like the ball on them. I have a little array of pins in here. How have you been? I recall you telling me that you'll stream sooner than this. Don't get me wrong. I'm not holding you accountable. I'm just asking if you're doing all right. Well, thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I did want to stream earlier than this. You are very right. I wanted to. I gotta stop making promises I can't keep, man. I always intend to stream more, but then it's just like, oh, shit be happening. And honestly, I debated whether or not to stream tonight too, because you know, it's like I gotta think about my schedule the next day, or I'm like, what if I stream and I'm like really not in a good mood, you know? And then I'm like, oh, then I come off like a bitch and like, you know, it's gonna be boring or blah blah blah. But you know, this happens to me all the time. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to stream today, like this, that, blah blah blah. And then I like hop on and I like fucking chat away and just have a good time. Like, and at the end of the day too, it doesn't really matter. Like if you're here, I appreciate, but if you're not too, it's like, you know, I'm just doing me. I'm doing me. That's it. And that's all, you know, that's all I can do sometimes. Oh, the light's very bright. Sorry, but like, you know, I have to see. You low-key have that crazy witch energy, so I'm sure you'll carry that goddess energy or whatever very well. Yeah, I do consider myself a bit of a witch. I consider this also my lair. Like, this is what I call my lair. Oh, I don't have it here, but I have like, you know, not everyone's into it, which is totally fine. But like, you know, I like some witchy things, or like, you know, those mystical crystal elements, blah blah blah. I like to read tarot cards every once in a while, you know. Indeed a witch. Okay, we're gonna do our thing. Couple forward, couple back, and keep it moving. Okay. To the best of my ability, we're doing what we can. Granted, I said to the best of my ability. I did not say how good my ability is, though, you know? Hold on. What is pulling over here? Hold up, I see an issue already. And what is this? But it might be a simple issue as like, let me just cut this. What is that? What is this? Like, what are these? Hold on. There's some things where it's like, should I just... What is getting tangled in here? Oh, what the heck's all this? What is this? Like, where are some of these strings coming from? Okay, let's... Look at that. First thing we do, and we're already like... a mess. Okay. What happened? I don't know. Something on the bobbin I don't think was correct. Which is fine. Okay. Better I see that now than later. Normally I'd motivate you or some shit. But you've hit the home with that one. Don't stream if you're going to get bored, dude. I don't advise anyone do anything they're gonna be bored for the sake of doing it. Yeah, I don't think I'll be bored. It's more just like I don't want to be boring is all. And I don't know. I feel like it's almost just like the insecurity of that where it's like, oh, you know, I'm trying to like be entertaining. I'm using entertaining loosely, like, you know, trying to be interesting, also using that very loosely, but you know, trying to give something of value or an experience of value no matter how minimum it is. You know, I give minimum value. Okay. Not me already seam ripping shit like, you know, 30 seconds into turning my sewing machine on. The fuck? Scuffed, man. I stay scuffed. I don't know what the heck that was. Maybe I just didn't bring up my bobbin thread properly. Could be the case. And what sucks with this type of fabric though too is that it is notorious for fraying. So I kind of don't want to have to like, you know, do shit then redo it again a ton because this shit will fray. Okay, let's try that again. Let me get rid of all these little stringies and try again. And I will say, if I fuck up, I'd rather fuck up on these like small pieces because I do have enough fabric to like recut them. Whereas if I fuck up on like the big pieces, I do not have enough. I guess this would be something where it's like, oh, maybe I should have just pressed this. But I want to press it and like, you know, with an iron when I'm done. Like when I pull it inside out or whatever. Okay. If it was entertaining enough for yourself, I assume it would bypass that insecurity. Maybe. I don't know. That's why sometimes I have avoided streaming some things that I'm playing, just because it's like, yeah, sometimes I'm just focusing. So it's like, yeah, I'm not being very entertaining at all. But it's like, I'm just, doing me. And that's how I feel sometimes. And granted, I'm having a good time, like, obviously streaming the process of, like, I plan to continue to stream the process of me, like, making this cosplay. But if I wasn't streaming it... Oh, shit, what the heck? What happened? What is wrong with this? If I wasn't streaming myself doing the process of it, I'd probably just be, like, watching whatever, YouTube videos, TV shows, whatever, which is totally fine too. And I think I would probably just do a mix of that, just because sometimes, it's a great opportunity for me to catch up on things. Why not coming out? Oh. Okay. I'm having another bobbin issue. You know what I think it is too? I do think that it might be a little too tight in here, because my little thread just completely ripped. What the heck? Okay. Got caught in here. I don't know if it's something where it's like, maybe I should just unthread it a little bit. Is my cheekbone okay? It looks red right here. Yeah, your girl is, what's the word I'm looking for? So your girl suffers from eczema and seborrheic dermatitis and a whole bunch of other, like, skin issues. So you can't always see it on camera very well, but, like, that's, like, this one spot that's always been bothering me. I will say it feels a little better. Like, it's not, weeping. Like literally sometimes I'll get, like, bumps and I'll weep. And, like, back in the day, my scalp was like that all the time. And that's why I always like to make this, distinction. Because sometimes people are like, oh, your skin looks so nice, it's that blah, blah. Because it's, like, not, like, I don't know, like, acne prone, I suppose. And I'm like, yeah. But I'm also on, like, medication for it, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a Dupixent girly. I'm very open about that. And so I, like, and Dupixent's, like, basically it's a different type of medicine that people use for, again, like, eczema stuff, but sometimes for, like, asthma and whatnot, too. And it's for people with severe to, moderate to severe, like, skin problems, like myself. And I was really going through some shit, like, maybe 2 years ago or something like that. But yeah, but basically, I basically have to inject myself with it every, like, 2 weeks or something. But yeah, so, and that's also, I think, like, honestly, like, right after I started taking it, my skin cleared up, like, so well. Yeah, it's a little tough to pull. Like, as I'm pulling it through, I obviously can't see it here, but, like, I'm pulling it through here. It's like the tension is, like, very, very strong. So that's what kind of worries me. Okay, I don't know. We're gonna try it again and see what happens. And if for a third time, if it fucks up, then we'll have to just, like, I'll have to make another bobbin or something out of the thread I have up top. Yeah, but I feel like, again, if we can get through some of these things, it'll be much easier going forward, just because there'll be less thread on the bobbin. But, like, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hello. Okay. What is going on? We're in one big tangled mess down here. Why? A D from Canada. Hello. Nice to see you tonight. How you doing? Thanks for coming to join us. Thanks for coming to join my struggle party here. I'm very familiar with it. I have many friends who suffer from eczema. Yeah, literally suffering. But I think it's just, like, it comes and it goes, and sometimes, like, this part just doesn't want to fucking go. Like, go the fuck away, you know? And I feel like what I don't think people always understand is that, like, oh, every time things are getting better, it's just, like, sometimes it feels like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, you know? Or it's like, oh, I'll have, like, a good day. And also, my skin is just very, sensitive in general, where it's, like, I just get really red really easily, too. And I mean it, like, even at like one of my jobs too, it's like, again, it can be it can be a little physical, but I'm always like red in the face, sweating. And same thing with like, I'll like wash my face and like dry it too hard, and like I'm like tomato faced, just like from washing my face and drying it off normally. Annoying. What are you sewing? I am working on a cosplay for Nyx from Hades, and I'm working on a base like dress to wear for the outfit. And right now we're hopefully gonna work on some straps if I can get my sewing machine to work properly. Hello? Aha. Aha, okay. Let them pulled up. Nice. Got both threads through. I know it's hard to see because like the light's really bright, but like, bam, I gotta be able to see. No, but like, is this a Halloween costume? I guess it could be, but it's actually, I want to wear, I'm hoping to wear it to my local Comic Con, which is actually like the day or two after Halloween stuff. I think it actually is the 1st and 2nd, or the 2nd and 3rd of November. For Halloween, I don't know if I have any plans or not. We'll see. I might go to, like, it's one of the things where it's like, I know somebody who like verbally invited me to a Halloween party in like August. You know what I mean? But it's like, is that like legit? Like, do you actually want me to go? You know? But also, just with like work and stuff, I'm like, I don't know if I'd be able to go or not. And at the end of the day too, like for actual Halloween, I've ended up just being a trick-or-treat chaperone with the kiddos, like with my nieces and nephews and stuff. And I've had a good time with that. Or who knows, maybe I'll actually stream on Halloween. I don't know. Again, you know how I feel. I can't, it's hard for me to commit. I have things I want to do. Whether or not I will do them is a whole separate story. Let me grab my little nippers. I have my big old sewing bag here of like just stuff, but it's very messy. Bam. If it's going to make you feel better, I've never realized you got it before you explained yourself. So yeah, be proud of how good you take care of your skin. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Like a lot, genuinely. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely an issue with my bobbin right now. Like the bottom looks weird. Like it's not sewn properly. The top stitch looks pretty good. And again, I don't think you can see it this well, but like, no, you can't. What? Like that looks okay, but the back side looks weird. Which I know, again, it's hard to tell, but like, I promise, believe me. For Halloween, a friend of mine can't go to a party we were invited to because of work, so I'm visiting her at work to give her a card. Ooh, fun! A Halloween card. I mean, I think that's great that you're like thinking of her in the sense of it's like, hey, sorry, we want you to be there type of thing. Let me get a piece of scrap. Like, I don't know what the issue is, and it's kind of bothering me. Like, I'm trying to make progress. Let me just see. Yeah, what is going on? My, like, bottom threads are not doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. Anyway, back to like the Halloween thing. I mentioned how there's kind of like a friend-ish, like a friend of a friend type of thing who invited me like verbally to a party at one point. And at one point he was saying, he was like, oh, he wanted to be themed to do like 90s like cartoons and stuff. I'm like, wow, that'd be great because I fuck with that shit. Or like to do 90s anime and stuff. I'm like, yeah, because who my like one of my faves is I'm an Evangelion girly, but like I freaking love Misato. And I'm always like shook when people are like down for Asuka, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like Misato's right there, babe. Like, what do you mean? Like, don't be a clown when best girl's right there. You know? But that would be fun to make, or fun to, you know, figure out. Cause I don't know if I could commit to making a cosplay and a costume, like another Halloween costume in the same like time frame. Like I just don't know if I can do that. Okay, let me try it again. I think Misato is more popular, to be frank. I freaking hope so. But I, you know, every once in a while I'll just see like all her like the like, you know, it's like the Asuka like t-shirts or something, or just like, you know, all like the figurines and people's like backgrounds, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, what? Hello again. Misato is literally right there. Like, don't be blind, don't be dumb. What the heck? I don't know why. I don't know why my like bobbin thread is not threading, you know? Like, not threading properly. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I do not think these are suitable stitches, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's gonna come undone, and I don't fuck with that. I never finished watching Evangelion. The story just annoyed me too much. Bro, what? God, it's like one of my faves. Nah, I'm a basic bitch, you know, whatever. I'm a basic 90s bitch, okay? Or like early 2000s, okay? I fucking loved Ava. Fucking loved Cowboy Bebop. I was on that shit for like ever. But I really do, like, Ava really is one of my faves. You know, I like that pretentious deep shit too, so. I love all the people who have like, you know, fucking think pieces about like what it really means or blah, blah, blah. You know, I like shit like that though. Okay, so I can't believe I'm gonna spend a good amount of this stream literally troubleshooting this damn bobbin. Like, damn, that's lame. That's lame. Very lame of me. Like, did I just not thread it correctly? Like, cause that could be another thing, but like, I don't think that's the case. Like, or is it again like the tension spring? Oh, well, it could be. I just don't know, and it's pissing me off. I feel like Ray's the most popular girl, though. Really? See, look at this. Interesting. We're already all disagreeing. Which also, like, what do you mean Ray's most popular? She, like, barely has a personality. What do you mean? And Asuka is so annoying. Like, I don't get it. I'll be honest. The people who like the tsunderes, I don't get it. Because these people are fucking annoying. They're annoying. I only watched it when I was too young to actually understand it. Nah, I feel that. And also, I think that when you're younger and watching anime or just like whatever, you know, cartoons of any sort, you don't expect there to be like a bigger storyline either. And I feel like that's something that was different about like Avatar, like the Last Airbender 2 at the time it came out, where it was like having something that has like an overarching story versus like episodic stuff was different. And I feel like it's like, oh yeah, the attention span too. Or also again, it's like if you didn't see the last episode, you know, you can't hop in, type of thing. You're doing a better job than me in sewing class. I appreciate it. I appreciate the sentiment. Sometimes I'm like, I think I'm better than this, guys. I'm better, I promise. I pissed off my sewing teacher so much when I kept screwing up projects. When did you take a sewing class? I mean, she's the one all over the memes. Also, I meant it when I said you kind of look like Misato. Oh, I didn't even know you said that. I'm sorry about that. I completely missed that. But I appreciate that, because again, that's best girl. No, you know, okay, my faves? Hold on. Let me test this really quickly, and then we can chat. Hold on. Let me test this. Okay. Granted, we're puckering, but that's okay. Oh, and this wasn't down. Okay. I just want to see if this is gonna work. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then a little forward, maybe. Let's just see what the bottom looks like. I think that's actually... Okay. There's a big tangled mess under here, but I can, like, see through it, and I think we've got it figured out now. But, like, I'm annoyed. What if... Fuck, okay. Alright, Nils, come on, we gotta do this right. Let's seam up some of this stuff. I only got a passing grade for sewing because I stayed after class to clean up. I dropped it like 5 times before I actually sat through it. I get this sentiment. That's crazy. Damn. I mean, I'm glad you got through it eventually, but damn, 5 times. That's bold of you for even attempting at that point. I feel like you should have just given up. Like, I would have given up. I went to college for theater production. You did? That's actually really awesome. Just because I feel like, so I was in the drama club in high school at least. And like, I've always really appreciated the theater and like just, you know, going to musicals and, you know, plays and stuff like that. But, and I think that just behind the scenes, the production stuff is really cool. Or like, you know, or just like, cause I did a bit of like the tech stuff, you know what I mean? I'm saying that very loosely in the sense of it's like, I was like a stagehand, you know, where, every once in a while I did have a very small role in the chorus section, you know? But basically it's just like, you know what, everyone's in black was like, okay, helping move set pieces and whatnot, where it's like, okay, time to move out the table, put up these flats, so because now we're in, you know, the cityscape instead of, you know, whatever, the living room, so we gotta change the background things. Teachers told me to change my program because I wasn't cut out for the industry. Interesting. Why did they think you weren't cut out for it? Like what, you weren't a hard enough worker or something? Or what? Like they were like, nah, this isn't for you because, what? No, I will say back to what Sharks Can't Swim said, or Cannot Swim rather said, about like looking at me looking like a little bit like Misato, which I appreciate. But I was obsessed with like her. I loved Faye from Cowboy Bebop. Faves. Clearly I had a thing for girls with purple hair. But I do tend to you know, like characters that I connect with in some sense or whatever. Like my favorite My Hero Academia character is literally Yayorozu, who again, I guess has a similar look to me, being like, you know, black hair, whatever, you know, a typical Asian looking girl. But also she's like really smart, this, that. She was almost like she the vice president ever. Like I was like the student council president in my high school. You know what I mean? Like I think, and she loves tea like I love tea. I'm like, oh girl, twinning, or twinsies. But yeah, I love her. Love Asami Sato from Legend of Korra. Love, 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 love. Like she was like my first cosplay in like 2015. But cause I saw her in her first scene in the show, she like hops off a motorcycle and I'm like, and she like takes off her motorcycle helmet, flips her hair, and I'm like, oh my god, that should be me. I'm looking in a mirror. That's what I should look like. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I do like characters that like are hot. Number 1, are hot. Number 2, I'm like, oh, this is great. And number 3 are characters that I like to portray to, or like to cosplay. I'm like, oh, what can I do where maybe I don't have to wear a wig? Because I don't want to do that. But for this one, I might have to, because Nyx's hair is crazy. If I could figure out something on how to make her little hair wing thingy, and then just have the rest being like my own hair, that'd be kind of like ideal. Literally ideal, but we'll see. Okay, basically, I don't even need pins. You can't see it very much well anymore, but I don't even need pins on this thing because I've already sewed it several times. So it's basically already pressed. Okay, yes, this is so much better. I can already feel it that it's better. my god, guys, look. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay. I don't know about, like, yes, but, like, not bad. I don't know what the heck. I don't know why it's, like, bunching up. Okay, I could have lied. I may have lied. Fuck me. It's only because they weren't willing to teach me. They lost their patience with me. Ah, so I thought you didn't have patience for the industry. I see. I've checked out your Instagram. Really, do you really look like her when you let your hair loose? When I let my hair loose. Long hair. Yeah. I don't. It's funny because in my real life, I have my hair down a lot, but like when I'm like in the zone, it's always up. Like I always have my hair in a clip at some point. Like even if it's down, I like to do a half clip just because it's like I don't like having my hair in my face all the time. I don't know what the issue is. It's kind of pissing me off. Mm-mm. Like it looks better than what it was before. Again, I know you can't see it well, but like, you know, again, you literally cannot see it. So I don't know why I keep trying to show y'all. But it's like fine, and then it kind of just like loops a little bit. Like it makes weird little loopies. So I don't know what that's about. Like I can see the full stitch line, but again, there's like little loops, which I think it might just be on the tension of the bobbin is what it is personally. But again, I could be wrong. Ah. Okay, you know what it is? It might be the tension on my top thread. But I'm gonna be real here. Is this like enough for me to do this again? Like, no, we're gonna leave it the way it is. We're not gonna do it again. The moment you said teachers, the plural gave it away. It was a whole conversation between all of them. They all were spreading rumors about you. They all said, yeah, he sucks, right? He's so blah, blah, blah. They were talking shit. Okay. On to the next one. Okay, I think we're making some progress. Not a lot, but some. Some. Okay. Let me see. Because I'll probably be working on this cosplay for a few... Until obviously we need to get it done. Some of it I'll be streaming, some of it I won't be. I don't know when one will happen or the other, though. You know. You gotta take my words at, whatchamacallit, face value. I'm not streaming until I'm streaming. Even if I tell you I'm streaming, I'm not streaming until I'm streaming, you know? Because I have another one that I'm really looking forward to doing, but I haven't planned it out yet. I have a friend who she used to do, like, SFX makeup for, like, fun. You know, that was, like, her hobby. I'm like, oh my god, wouldn't that be fun if I brought her on stream and she could, like, you know, do something cool on me? But, like, we'll see. We'll see. That's the story of my whole entire life. People said I'd end up being a serial killer. Oh, I mean, that's not... I don't think that's something to, like, you know, be happy about. But I don't understand how being impatient would lead to being a serial killer, though. So I don't know. I don't see that pipeline. I would consider myself to be kind of impatient, too. So I don't think anyone's ever said that about me. But then again, what do I know? I don't know what people are saying behind my back. I get the company here is sentiment so much. I usually comb my hair to look slick, but I just have, like, Barry from Pokemon where I'm in the zone. Yeah, the zone. Like, this is my working time. My working look, you know? No, so this... No, it's this. It's like... Okay, it's like... Hold on. I'll let my hair loose for stream. For the chat, okay? Like, this is me on, like, a general, regular day, but I always like to have a clip to do this, you know? Just, like, me. Casual. Look how casual I am. And then it's, like, time to work. Okay. Ready to go. Like this. I'm like, alright. Time to work. And then bam. And I feel like I've and then I realized that it's much better for me in the sense of it's like putting my hair in a clip versus like an elastic. Dude, it got unnecessarily long. There's so many rumors going around about me and they just don't know. Damn. That's kind of, I'm honestly, that kind of sucks. I'm sorry that like, you know, that was your situation in the sense of it's like, you know, people saying shit about you that's untrue and whatnot, or just, you know, projecting preconceived ideas about who you are or whatever. That's really lame. But hopefully you don't have to worry about that shit anymore though, you know? I was expecting long, but not long. Oh, thank you. Right, you never know. And it's funny because I used to have my hair super long when I was younger too, like probably a little longer than it is now. And I like didn't like really cut my hair for like 10 years and it stayed very long. Like I was known as a girl with long hair, but I think during 2020, I was like, fuck it, and I like cut it short, I dyed it blue, and I looked hot and cool as fuck, not gonna lie. Like very hot, very cool, you know? But that's when I realized I was like, oh, you know what? It wasn't a big deal to like cut it at all. It was pretty chill. And I should have just done it more. And it also just grows back pretty quickly, thankfully, right now. You know, I don't know if that'll be the case forever, but like, I'm very lucky in that sense. Hey, big guy, how are you doing today? Nice to see you. I'm here, I'm working, doing a little bit of what I can. We had to do a little bit of troubleshooting, but I think we got it figured out. Okay. Not just college, I was in high school and at all the jobs I've had. Bruh. Bro, at that point, it might be a youth thing, dude. Like, you might have to figure something out, fam. Let me try one more thing. I did tighten the tension on my top thread, but it still is a little loopy. So let me try it up one more. But again, also my bobbin thread is the tension's pretty high, so I'm not surprised that that's like happening. This is why it's good to have a test fabric. Beep. Oh, it's definitely better. Okay. Should have been out of 5. I was out of 4. We're at a 4. We got to turn it up to a 5. Okay. Now we're going to turn these out. Okay. Let me get rid of all these little scraps that I have here. Just because, oh God. That's one thing I hate about sewing is that there's always fucking threads just like chilling, hanging around everywhere. And especially again with this fabric that frays really fucking easily. Like, what the hell, fam? You know? Like, look at this shit. There's fucking frays everywhere. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm looking for a safety pin in my handy dandy sewing bag. I know it's somewhere in here. There's like literally bells in here. There's just, when they say like bells and whistles, I literally have bells in here. No whistles, but I definitely have bells in here. Like, come on, fam. I literally was just looking at them. Aha, found it. It feels almost like the big comfy couch when I'm like, let me find something in here. Yeah, it is a pretty cool bag. I have a lot of little things in here, lots of little compartments of things. But I'm always trying to figure out how I should organize it. I can see the change in yourself from the post. Support Miss Charisma more than Miss Hot. I mean, either way, you can be charismatic and hot. I mean, I think that's like the best combo, right? That's the dream. Like to be hot, rich, and like a good dude. Like, damn, that's a trifecta. Oops. Okay. Now let's pull this forward. Always forget how I'm supposed to like turn this stuff inside out. I forget. Like, I know how, but I forget. Or it's also like, you know how you can use like a safety pin to like string through whatchamacallit? Like you can like string, if you If you like lose the cord in your like hoodie or something, you can like use the aglet to like guide you through it. Same, or like use a paperclip to like help you guide something along. Like, yeah, I gotta do that now. All right. I actually should have used a smaller one. That's a little big. Damn, you made it sound like I discarded the hot part completely. No, no. At the end of the day, I think charisma is better than, you know, being hot, I suppose. But it's just not, it doesn't hurt to be hot, you know? Like, at the end of the day, I think that, for me, I think my favorite characteristic in, like, a person is charm. Or, like, what I think makes a person very attractive is the ability to be charming. Charming, but, like, in a genuine way and not, like, a piece of shit way. So, you know, I think that at the end of the day, it's like, you know, that's very attractive to me. So in the same way, I think that, like, you know, charisma is a compliment, so I appreciate it. Okay. Let's snake our way through. This is a very cheap safety pin. I can feel it. It is not a good one. Okay. Now we have to turn this inside out. And I'm like, damn. Damn. This is when it's like, yeah, I needed one of those loop turner thingies. But, like, there's some people I've seen, like, on YouTube and stuff. I'm like, damn, y'all just really be, like, easily coming through with these, like, straps to make, you know? Okay, let me see. Am I, like, doing this right? I have it through the top, and I'm supposed to be able to, like, turn it in. And then just follow my way into it, right? That's the way we're supposed to be able to do it. You got me thinking what's the characteristic I look for in a person. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I think that's like the winning characteristic for me is being charming. Where I feel like that's something I find, like, you know, very, not, and I mean attractive, not necessarily in like a romantic way, which it obviously can be, but just like as a person, like that's the part that people that I like gravitate towards. And in the sense of, it's like, if you've seen anyone who is like whatchamacallit, like a people person, the reason why people want to talk to them are people just like, you know, the people who can sell you anything, and it's like, yeah, because they're very charming, or there's like, you know, they're the people that you want to talk to, even though it's like, no, I don't want to buy what you're selling, but it's like they just have that quality about them. Okay. Now I'm out here struggling trying to turn this like strap inside out. What the fuck? I think it's a bearability for me. I'll just be attracted to anyone who's easy to be around. Some people turn it into a hassle and it's tiring. No, that makes sense though. I think that like that comfort. You know, I mean, again, where people talk about like, you know, whatever, having like a safe space or something, or a person giving you that feeling, right? Where like you don't have to worry, where you can just kind of like relax. That makes sense though too. And obviously at the end of the day, and again, this goes beyond. This definitely goes beyond a romantic partner or whatever, but it's more just like the idea of like, yeah, like the people you want to be around are the people who make you feel good, who make you feel comfortable, and people who make you feel like, you know, like yourself or whatever, where you get to be your most authentic self, or, you know, whatever it is. Why is this like not doing what it's supposed to do? What the fuck, damn. You'll live longer than me. I was about to say gravitate. I don't know if I'll live longer than you, know what I mean? Here's to hoping I live a good, long, healthy life, but who knows? I I just doing this wrong? I could be. Also, this could be the cheapest paperclip, safety pin I own. There could be that too. That's like just came undone when I was trying to push it through. What the fuck, fam? Like, so I made a DIY t-shirt when I went to a concert. Should I go from BTS? But like I made a DIY version of a t-shirt that he wore for like a different event, like a different performance or something. And I used safety pins like on the shirt to like, you know, for style. It's kind of like, you know, back in the whatever 2000s emo goth punk days or whatever, where like their safety pins were just like the look. It was kind of like that, where it's just like across like the t-shirt and on the bottom it's like a stylistic choice and stuff. And I bought a whole bunch of them from the dollar store to do that. Because, like, well, I ain't trying to waste all my like, safety pins on that. And then, lo and behold, now I'm trying to use them, and they're freaking cheap as hell. Oh, yeah, this one's got strength to it. Okay, let's see. What is the problem? More like people who aren't constantly mind reading and judging, because I don't know why whole ass adults pretend like someone can't understand when they try to mind read or straight up read intentions. It's sort of disturbing in a way. Yeah, no, I can see that. Right, where some people just kind of assume shit too, and it's like, bruh, why are you assuming things? Like you express a side of a coin to make both sides, and they'll be like, "So you're like that?" Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take a breath, like literally. I don't know. I've got, and sometimes it's like I like to play devil's advocate. You keep choosing better words, and I'm salty about it. What better words, man? I don't think my vocabulary is that insightful. You know, like I don't think. But no, but I've liked to play devil advocate for certain things where sometimes, you know, again, whatever. I complain about this shit too all the time, but it's like, you know, I'm like, are the kids these days like dumber, blah, 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 whatever, right? And, you know, with all this technology, AI, blah, 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 whatever. And, you know, I was having this conversation with like one of my friends, whatever, and, you know, we're talking, and I'm like, yeah, but sometimes I wonder if I'm just like, is this me, my version of being old? Like, you know how like your parents, you know, at one point, your parents were like, well, back in my day, we didn't have blah, 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 you know? And I'm like, this is the way I feel sometimes. I'm like, back in my day, we didn't have, you know, whatever data. So we couldn't be on our phones in the car or whatever. We couldn't be on, you know, whatever sites at any time of the day type of thing. And I'm like, is that just me being old? I don't know. Or it's like, well, you guys don't have to learn how to write in cursive anymore. It's like, yeah, why would they need to? Or it's like, what, you guys don't have to like practice penmanship all the time anymore? And it's like, you don't have to hand in handwritten stuff. And it's like, well, why would that? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Or it's like, you know, if you ever went to school and they were like, you're not just gonna have a calculator in your pocket, and it's like, actually, we do now. We literally do now. We have cell phones, which have calculators in our freaking pocket. So, you know, times be changing, and I'm like, and maybe I've reached that point where it's like, oh, shit is just changing, and I'm old. Because I feel that way even about fashion stuff too, and I'm like, damn, like we've reached that point where the shit I wore as a kid is like, you know, retro now, like the 90s, early 2000s shit, like that's retro? Who let that happen? Or also, it's like, what do you mean we're at the point where Harry Potter is gonna get a remake? I'm like, what the fuck? We're ready for Harry Potter to get a remake? Isn't it too early for that? And apparently it's not. Like, what the heck? Or like, you know, another reboot or like another reimagination. Okay, guys, I'm actually not thrilled right now. Like, why is this safety pin not helping me turn this shit inside out? What the fuck? Okay. Maybe I should have used a longer one so I had enough room to like scrunch through. This way. You know what I mean? I typed an entire paragraph and you just went, yeah, they assume shit. And it summarizes so well that I got salty. And playing devil's advocate is really fun. I try to do that, but I have an easy to read face, so it doesn't always work. Yeah, and I sometimes I think it's like playing devil's advocate doesn't mean like, oh, I necessarily agree with that statement, but I'm just like, well, could you make an argument for this, you know? And I feel like I think about things a lot in that sense where it's like, hey, I don't necessarily like my stance isn't on this side, but I think the other side could make it a decent argument about this statement. You know what I mean? Okay. Let me see if I can pull her through. And I can't. Fuck. Fuck. What is the problem? Like, why did she not do her thing? Huh? My little safety pin, why didn't you do what you were supposed to do? I don't like that. Hello? Oh, gosh. Not the first and hopefully easiest task of this project, trying to like be the death of me right here. Like, why are we struggling on this? Like, again, we have so much more to go, like for this like outfit, this costume. So like we ain't got time to be struggling on things like turning a strap inside out, on things like my bobbin being annoying, you know? We ain't got time for that. We got more shit to deal with. But then I'm also like, oh, is it because my seam allowance is like too big for like to fit on the inside of this like loop? Or inside of this like whatchamacallit? What's it called? A channel? Like what the fuck? Okay. A little bit of progress. I think. And this is why I'm like, oh, this is why people have fucking loop turner things. Sorry, I know you can't see me because I'm like doing it right in front of my face over here, which is not a great camera angle, so I apologize. Okay, I think we're making progress. Oh yeah, finally. But do you see all these like frayed like things here, dude? Like, pissing me off. Not to get too philosophical or glazing, but have you ever read about Nietzsche's Übermensch? You seem to fit that definition, at least in my book. Not exactly, but totally opposite of what he calls being weak. Oh, I have not. So if you would like to inform me, please do. I feel like it's one of the things where it's like, I know the name, but I'm not sure what the I guess concept or like definition wise or like what it really means. Okay, guys, we did it. We did it. We did one, guys. Good job, everyone. Team effort. I appreciate that you assume that I am not weak or whatever, you know. I think that's like a good place to be. Okay, and then I'm gonna top stitch her down. Okay, but you know, again, we've already discussed or we've already gone through all of my fucking sewing bobbin problems this evening. But like, here's what I want to show you guys. Or I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And this is where I think that again my tension was off. Oh, you know what? That makes more sense. Let me grab some. I just need like, you know what I need? If I had my awl somewhere. But like, I don't know if you can see very well. Maybe on here. Oh yes, you can. See how there's like extra little strings here, or like extra little whatever. These little loopies that are here are from my top thread up the top thread of my sewing machine being too loose. So those are exposed, which is kind of lame, but like not enough for me to like want to do this again. Sorry, and also especially after I already pulled it out. Hell no. Hell no. Let me just try to straighten out my little loopy. But we're gonna top stitch it anyway, or we're gonna press it at least. I don't know, will we top stitch? Oh yes, we're supposed to sew a top stitch. Rude. But I guess it makes sense because then it'll flatten out better. But yeah, I mean, that's a strap. I don't know. Again, I'm not sure. Is this supposed to be two? I feel like it has to be the two of these together. So I'm like, maybe I didn't. I was supposed to cut out 4 of these and not just 2 of them. I don't know. But okay, okay. My workspace is very small. So I'm like, okay, what should I do? Okay, I guess we can move my sewing machine over. I guess we don't need this ruler right now. Or this like safety pin yet. Oh, I guess I should turn the other one too. Okay. We can tuck Put things away. This is like scraps and garbage. This is just loose shit everywhere. Okay. Okay. We're gonna put all my little wonder clips into my baggie. Okay. All right. Clean-ish surface. Cleanish. What the heck? All these fucking things are flying everywhere. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll turn on my oh god, my back, my neck, my back, my you know the rest of the song. But I'll turn on my iron. I'll turn this one out. We can iron these and then we'll top stitch them. Okay. Let me take a big ass motherfucking sip of water because whew. And look, all purple. We're purple twins. Okay. All right. Oh my god, it's already 9:19. What the fuck? Okay. Look how slow this progress is. See, Nigel, you're like, oh, a month is a long time. Bruh, not when you work at the pace I do. Let me see. How did I do this again? Now I'm like, what was the best method? And I feel like I tried like 4 different ways of doing it on the first like strap. So I'm like, okay, how about this one? What is the vibe? How do I do it in the most effective, quickest way? I mean, it'll probably go faster the second time around. Here is to hoping, dude. But no promises. Okay. I'm gonna turn this inside itself and then make our way in. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? I also think that, again, I've already mentioned how I'm not great at following the seam allowance, like using the guides on the sewing machine. I can already feel that this one is a little looser. Like the channel itself is looser. Which, you know, it's not a big problem. And at the end of the day, this is all a DIY thing, so it's fine. Like I'm okay with some of the organic mistakes, just because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm making this like from myself, you know, and I'm not a professional seamstress or anything, so it's all good. Now I can smell the iron. She on. This will be my, according to my inference. So what he calls weak has nothing to do with strength or power, literally. He defines a weak person as someone who's constantly in denial with their failures, someone who resents what or someone they can't reach, like Aesop's fox. I can't reach this grape, thus it must be sour. Ah, I see. Where it's like people who, I guess, you know, blame the failures on, like, you know, just like a circumstance versus like, you know, weak people rewrite the fabric of reality to cope. Oh, so weak people just be staying on that copium. I got you. I feel like you're the opposite of that. Oh, I appreciate it. But again, I feel like a lot of those type of like mentalities come with just like, you know, life experience, and also just like I think coming to a point, this is where I personally really appreciate those who are open to quote unquote spirituality, or kind of just like, I know a lot of it sounds like very can be very like foo-foo BS of like, oh, you mean you just sit there and meditate, this, that, you just like manifest things, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's not about like just saying something and having it come true. It's more just like the mentality you have as you do things going like forward in your life. Where it's like, yeah, you start to be able to achieve more things because you put yourself in a mentality that doesn't look at, you know, failure or fear of failure or whatever, you know. But also, like, you look into your life and realize that you deserve a lot, you know, and you kind of are more excited to do the things to get you there versus, like, you know, looking at your failures or looking at what you're afraid of or, you know, shit like that. And I feel like for me, that's been kind of like mini enlightenment for me as a person in my life anyway. Okay. Pout pout. And like when during like the lockdown time. So because I worked in a restaurant at the time, my restaurant was closed. So I didn't like, I wasn't really working at the time. And I had like honestly too much time on my hands. Also, I was living alone in this is when I lived in Connecticut. So I didn't really have a ton of friends or anything. I'd only lived there for like 5 or 6 months or something at most. And my like graduate program was now online. So it was just kind of like a weird time, But I would get so like almost like I don't want to say burnt out necessarily, but just kind of like restless in the sense of it's like I would just get sick of scrolling or just like trying to watch videos or just like trying to just like find entertainment. So that's when I started just meditating because like I just need to do nothing. I'm okay with that. I need to be okay with just doing nothing and just being with my thoughts. And that's when I started meditating a little bit and I kind of just like really, not to say that like, oh, I meditate all the time now. I would like to, but I don't know. I think it just really made me it definitely changed me as a person in the sense of it's just like that time period did change me. And I think for me, luckily for the better, just in the sense of it's like, oh, I kind of just see myself, my life a little differently. And I'm more excited to like do things or I'm more excited to like, be me, which sounds very cheesy, but like it's true. Just like in a more like, I feel more genuinely me and I feel more open to be genuinely me than I did maybe in like 2018, It does come with the experience, but his thought is that they create a cycle of negativity which carries on like a plague. People deem people who enjoy life as some sort of people with special needs and appreciate the negativists who are dressed as realists. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel like the thing too is that's like, you don't gotta be a Debbie Downer, in terms of like, yes, a bunch of fucking absolutely horrendous shit is happening in the world and the way shit is. I can. Fuck. What is this? Like hanging down over here. Like what? The phrase, man, the fray. But I think that it's kind of like, yes, you can acknowledge all the like the bullshit that's happening in our like, in our world, in our society, whatever, but you don't have to like you should still be able to enjoy your life too, And I feel like it doesn't have to be one or the other completely. And I feel like sometimes we're guilted into feeling like it should, where it's like, how are we going to have a good time when, there's people starving in the world or, there's literally like wars and stuff going on. But it's like, ooh. And what do you want me to do, dude? Like in the sense of it's like, what am I supposed to just be miserable forever too? Like, what the heck? I don't know. And maybe I'm supposed to be. I don't know. Why won't this push in? How much for the second one taking less time, huh? Fuck. These threads are everywhere. Come on. Oh, fuck. Come on, little loopy. Do your thing. Turn inside out. Turn inside out. Come on. We got it. We got it. Okay. We're going to snake our way through, right? Because we're going to make it through. Oh, you know what I did last week? So one of my friends IRL, she is a streamer too. She streams on Kick. She plays a lot of Fortnite. Like that's her game. She's a Fortnite girly. And I was like, yeah, I'm down to play, but like I never really got into the Fortnite stuff. Like as in, I obviously was into it as a viewer, and like I played a little bit on my friend's like Xbox and stuff with her and her boyfriend every once in a while. But like I never really myself got into it on my own or anything. But I was like, yeah, I'm down to play if we're down to just chill or whatever. So I'm like brand new basically. I've played a few rounds here and there, blah blah blah. But like she plays like she's been playing like every single day since like May, because she like is new to like getting into it. But like that's like what she does now, like daily. But she was like streaming on Kick one day, and I like joined her and stuff. And she's always like, oh, you know what? Like you should come to Kick. And I'm like, girl, I don't know about that. But I had a really good fun time playing with her and like being on her stream. So I'm like, damn, you know what? We gotta figure out when we can do a stream together too, even if we're just on like separate platforms. But even just us like playing and hanging out would be nice, I think. But yeah, I'll have to talk to her about that. But she loves to stream, which I swear to God, that sometimes she drives me up a wall. Love her though, but We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I have like 2 IRL friends who like stream, which is nice. I'm like, yeah, we gotta figure things out so we can like do collabs, or like, you know, or we can figure out some time where we can do things. But everyone's like real work schedules and stuff are like not the most conducive. The hell, guys, we're so close. Like I just need to fucking pull this thing through. And it's driving me up a wall. Why does it not turning inside out the way I need it to? Like, come on, fam. Come on. Like, the other one was doing fine. Like, what the heck? I say it was doing fine as though it didn't take me, like, you know, multiple tries. Like, I think it's because the end over here. Like, see this little nubbin over here? Why are we not moving in the direction we need to go? I acknowledge your point, by the way. I'm being the devil's advocate. To be as simple as possible, his idea is people who can't accept life as it is are weak and liars. They claim to be realists, but they're the ones who quote the world as a negative place not worth living, pushing the nihilism agenda, making the grape sour for everyone else. No, yeah, totally. And I feel like that's the thing, too. It's like, you know how sometimes, actually, one of my friends, one of my cousins, whatever, she talks about that sometimes with her own group of friends, where it's like, you know, she'll talk about things and be like excited about stuff or whatever, and then her friends seem to be a little more like negative about everything, and she's like, okay, I guess not, you know what I mean? And so sometimes I don't know, they just don't have the same excitement, or they're always the negative Nancy about like, oh, life sucks, blah blah blah. We'll never make it out of it alive, blah blah blah. Like, you know, when will we ever like enjoy it? Blah blah blah. We're so poor, this that, which is like, you know, kind of subjective, because I would say other people who like see the way they live their lifestyle and stuff would completely disagree. So, you know, again, perspective or whatever. And it's like, yeah, and in the sense of it's like people make it sour for everyone else, and it's like, yeah, if my friend was someone who, and I think at one point she also felt that way, but you know, again, with doing some just, you know, expanding her horizon, doing some domain expansion, I suppose, you know, she's kind of like can separate herself from also feeling that way, but she does think that it's kind of like what is it, like almost like it just affects everyone else too, and it's like, you know how they say misery loves company. It's one of those where it's like, hey, we're all gonna be miserable together and we all think this way, and it's like we don't all have to though. Will you play Fortnite with your friend, or are you still considering? I'll definitely play with her. I just don't know if I will do so on stream. I would like to, but I don't know when our stream schedules will like converge, just because I tend to stream later at night. She's kind of in the afternoon, which is fine either way, but it's more just like, oh, I don't know when we will. And she's made some really great friends on Kick too, so I'm glad for her for that, just because I know she was someone who was also not necessarily struggling, but more just like she's kind of going through some shit in her life, and I think that streaming and playing games has really made her feel much better, and like, you know, has really given her a bit more like excitement for life again, which I'm like, good for you, sis, like deserved, you know? Okay. All right, we're gonna try this one more time, and I feel like I finally got the whole end that I needed to in. We shall see. Or I'd love to play some maybe co-op games or something too. I like that shit. You know, I love me a puzzle co-op too. I just don't have the co to play with usually. You know what I'm saying? I stay being a solo dolo girly. Not necessarily because I want to, it's just the kind of the circumstance of how it is sometimes, you know? Okay. What the fuck? This was supposed to be really easy. Ugh. Is anything ever though? Is anything ever? I guess I'm telling you, sometimes it's like, I get shit done, but it always has to be hard and difficult and like disrespectful. Like, you know how it's like, oh, you take the Spirit flight and it's like, yeah, at least you know it's gonna be disrespectful. That's how I feel, where it's like, I gotta stop trying to think it's gonna be so fun and chill and easy, like smooth ride. It's like, nah. Every project I do is gonna be disrespectful to me. Because disrespectful to my mental emotional state. Always. Like, what the fuck? Why won't this like turn? I'm gonna freaking jump off a cliff right now. What the fuck? This is so like, again, this is like a fam, I can't be losing my shit doing something as easy as this. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know why. I feel like my what do you call it? My little like seam allowance area is just like there's just like too big to get into this channel. That's what's like irritating me right now. We gotta shove all of this fraying shit into the channel. I gotta give her a little haircut. I have a friend like that too at the, I don't know if this word is allowed, so don't oh, yeah. At that end of the spectrum. You recommended him too. I just wish he took the time to read some. Yeah, that sucks if you're out of ideas to help him too. Just in the sense of, you know, it's almost like when you try your hardest and it's just not hitting, and it's like, I can't save you. You have to save yourself, and I can help. I can be there for you as you are saving yourself, or like, you know, or you're changing your ways or whatever. But like, I can't do that for you. And at some point, it's like, it's up to you now, you know? So, I see. And again, I think it's one of those things too, where it's like, again, you never know what our people are going through in life and blah, blah, blah. That whole thing. I say blah, 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 so it's like, you know, oh, like, whatever. But, you know, it's true. Like, you never know. And I feel like what's funny to me, not funny, but it's more just like, oh, I didn't expect some of the things, is that, like, at my, like, late night or whatever, early morning job, there's just a lot of people that, like, you know, again, come from different bases. You know, I don't know their lives or anything, but like one girl just mentioned to me in passing about, like, you know, some of the stuff she's went through, or like, you know, with her family, or like her ex or whatever, or just like, you know, a lot of shit that she went through. And I was just like, oh, I just said have a great night, like, will I see you tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like, when will I see you next? Like, I didn't expect her to like kind of unload in some sense, but like, you know, maybe she also just like needed it in a way to like say, hey, this is where I was, but look where I am now. Because, you know, I did give her praise for like getting herself back on her feet, because it sounded like she was kind of going through some shit. But it's like, damn, everybody be going through some shit, huh? Everyone always be going through some shit. He's probably the reason, he's probably the reason why the words hit you so hard. That makes sense, though. And I feel like, again, too, it's like people don't get it until they get it in a lot of ways. Why the fuck? Okay, guys, I'm like really irritated right now. Like, why is this not pulling through? Like, see, I did it on the other one, and it's like, okay, now it looks easy, but it's like, obviously it's not. But I think it's just really bulky right here, so I might have to trim it. Like, the first, like, part of it is really bulky. But I just don't want to trim too much. Okay. Like, when shit hits, it hits, you know? And I think that at the end of the day, too, like, you can't convince people to, like, get there sometimes. Like, where it's like you have to do it in their own time. What the heck? Ugh, okay. Like, what is the prob over here? Okay, we'll get rid of some of this. That's really nice if you allow your friend that space to unload. Nah, fam, it wasn't even my friend. Let me tell you, it's like one of my coworkers. So we're not friends, but again, that's why I feel like she maybe just needed someone to like express that to. Almost like to like validate her, you know, her, ouch, like her progress, really. Because I mean, at the most I would say to her is like, hey, how you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Again, she's my coworker. I mean, and I don't really know her that well, but again, she mentioned some things, like just like kind of on her way out, where I was like, oh, where I think, again, it might be a personal thing where it's like she probably just wanted, you know, to let people, to like, in a sense, to not necessarily brag, but like, you know, to openly express some of the progress she's made in her life. And I was like, oh, I was kind of surprised that she said something to someone who like she barely knows, but you know, I'm glad she was able to say it. And like at the end of the day, I don't care, but it's like, oh, I probably wouldn't have said something like that to someone I barely know, but like whatever, you do you. I'm not a hater. I was just surprised as that's where it went. Okay, this feels like much better. Okay. All right, guys, this is it, right? This is gonna be it. Because now it's not as bulky, so it probably will be easier to slide through. I hope. Otherwise, I'm gonna be pissed. I can already feel it being better because I'm able to like pull on the parts that are like I'm bunching through, which is, I think, a good sign. Right? I think. Yeah, like that's a good sign. This is a good sign. Because now I can actually feel myself pulling it through. Okay, guys, we're making progress. Again, slow and steady. That's how I am. Always slow. Always slow. Slow progress is still progress, right? Slow growth. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. See, look how easy that is. Wow. Wow. And I'm, you know, low-key pissed off. It's like, okay, I can't believe it took me that long to fucking do this shit. But, you know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. We'll get rid of all our little fuzzies. Clear this out. We'll snip off some of the extra threads here. Cool. Cool. Give yourself some creds. Slow progress is better than no progress. Don't talk yourself down. Dude, I just called you Ramesh superhuman. I don't know if I feel like that's a pretty bold statement. Superhuman, man. Sometimes I barely feel human, let alone super. Okay. That's good. We'll push these aside. We'll do a quick little iron. I just have a little towel here. Okay, and then we'll iron. We'll do a top stitch. And then we'll see what the next instructions are. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure it's hot. Oh, be warm. Okay. That works. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna back it up. Careful. Not trying to burn myself. Oh my god, evening. Oh god, it scared me. Water came out because obviously it's an iron. Like, scared me. What's life without bold statements? Even if it turns out wrong, at least the stakes are higher. I mean, that's right. I mean, you gotta... What's life without taking a risk or two, right? Be bold. Be big and be bold. Okay. Ow, hot. All right. Ouch. Okay, the satin's hot, guys. The satin is hot. All right, that's one. We gotta give it a top stitch. This is 2. Okay. You can see the water coming out. Okay, you know what? I will say, I feel like they don't look... They're not exactly, like, the same, but they're not, like, completely off base. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this one looks a little looser in some spots, but that's okay. I don't know about risks now. I'm usually never bold in life. I mean, I think it's more just like picking your battles, right? At sometimes it can be, sometimes it may be better to not be. But you know, again, It's about picking your battles. I think a lot about life is really just balance, which is kind of like, you know, such a basic thing to say, but like, you know, it is. Or is it, what is it, moderation? Like everything in moderation. You can't be bold and risky all the time. You can't be like, you know, super crazy positive all the time. You can't be super crazy negative all the time. It's all just like finding the right balance. Okay, and to top stitch. Gosh. Okay. I personally am not great at top stitching. I'm trying to obviously get close to the original stitch, but I'm like, oh, how close can I get without it looking silly? Without me like completely missing, and it's like, that was not close at all. I feel like we're hitting the same thing. Why are we not moving forward? Yeah, I'm feeling something get caught in here. Okay, we'll try that again. What was the problem there? I have no idea, but it totally like combobulated in here. I don't know what happened, but she just got mad tangled in there. But, you know, we probably won't have to deal with that anyway. Move it forward just a little bit down. What the heck is happening? Why is this always happening? Why is this, more importantly, why is this always happening? And I will say what's tough with using a similar colored thread is that now it's hard for me to see sometimes. What the heck? The only area I don't pick my battles is romance. That's where I go berserker mode and take any risk possible. I mean, yeah, again, see, there's some places where risks are worth it. Like, what is this big old jumble of BS here? You can't see it on here, but like I'm telling you, there's a big old mess of thread that I'm trying to undo. Like, what just happened? Ugh. I guess let me do on top stitch, fam. Holy shit, it's 9:45 already? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, on to the other side we go. We'll just wait till we land there. Okay, let's try it again. Also, I don't think those look that scuffy. Maybe you can tie them around something to reshape. That's not a big deal. It's more just like, again, they're not exact, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. At the end of the day, you won't even see the straps in the costume though, because it'll be covered with other things. So I'm not that worried. But I'm like, oh god, you should sew a top stitch. Part of me is like, fuck it. Like, do I even want to? Like, but I guess we will. Part of me wants to like re-iron it now. Where's my other one? Let me work on this one instead. It will work right here. Wait. My thread just came done. Okay, let's get it done, fam. Oh, what the heck? My thread just came undone. Like, completely. What the hell? Oh, my top thread came undone. Why is this like, why can't things just be easy? What the heck? Why can't things just be easy? See, I told y'all, all my projects are always disrespectful to me. Shit just never becoming easy. Okay. We're probably gonna have to call it soon just because your girl gotta get to bed tonight. I've already mentioned I gotta work tomorrow early. So, we're gonna do what we can until, oh gosh, soon. I will say, luckily, I already washed my face and brushed my teeth and everything. Like, literally, this is me extremely, like, literally barefaced. Like, so I can literally and stream and then run into my bed and hopefully I fall asleep within 3 minutes. But we'll see. Bro, I can't see my eyes. Yes, okay. I always get so happy when I get like, when I'm able to like thread the eye of the needle in like the first try. Got it. Okay. Let's get this top stitch done. I'm like, this is why. Like a top stitch is just, it just makes shit look way better. But I'm also like, damn it, I'm lazy. Would you like me to help you cope by saying great victories come through great effort or some shit? Because yeah, the amount of misfortune you've had with the bobbin or whatever it's called is insane. Bruh. Ugh. Yeah, how annoying. It's just annoying. I don't need nothing cheesy like that, but you know, we just recognize that shit be annoying. Okay, much better. If it wouldn't move. My issue right now is that she's not moving very well through. And that might just be because of the material, but we shall see. Like if we start in the center, I'm curious. I'm curious to know if this will be fair or better. If I started like here where I have space to pull, you know? Look at that, it does. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just like I didn't have enough to like pull through. So that's why like part of it looks good with the top stitch, but what about the other part? Like I think it's just getting caught on the parts where it's like frayed over here. Just like fine, but like it's not. Otherwise, it's like, look how flat she is. Look how flat. So nice. Top stitch, sort of, with no top stitch. Doesn't look that different, though. I'm 100% annoyed in your behalf. If we all in the chat take responsibility, we can share the annoyance, peeps. Step up. I'm sure some of you guys just like me being annoyed. It's all good. It's all good. We're gonna be fine. We ain't gonna be fine. Okay, now let me try to do a little bit this way. And I guess that'll be the trick. We'll have to do a little bit both ways versus going from top to bottom. Because if that's the only way that I can get this to like go through smoothly, then that's the way it be, you know? Sometimes that's how it be. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we'll do a little back stitch. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. One is done. We just have to clip all these extra threads. all these little like extra loops are kind of weird. Like you can see them poking up a little bit. That's because my tension was wrong. But like I can't cut them because then they're gonna like unravel, I think. Maybe. Maybe I will. Because you have the top stitch now holding everything down. So we'll see. Or that could just be the back. So like, you know, we'll see. You can always redo it though, right? 2 more hours or some other time. Yeah, we're not chasing perfection here. You know what they say, perfection is the enemy of like good, or the enemy of like getting shit done. Bro, if I was worried about being perfect, I would have never fucking streamed. Hello, I just have to confidently stream no matter when the shit is even scuffed. It's like I see what happens and then, you know, get a little better next time, right? Whether it be like, oh, it turns out that, you know what, my mic was weird, or that, you know, okay, the camera was off, or like whatever, shit like that. Learn a little bit every time. Where's my other one? Oh, right here. Ow, my neck. Sometimes like good enough is good enough. You know what I mean? Okay. Time for another top stitch. Again, I gotta like start somewhere random. Like maybe not so close to the edge, I suppose. Maybe just enough to like pull through. Not like too far. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. I take my words back. Yeah, I feel like there's a time and a place for like redoing things or just like, you know, doing things again, but that time, that place is not today, and it's not right now. Okay, let me hold her nice and tight. Okay. We're making progress. Okay, perfect. Definitely not right now. It's almost bedtime. I sounded disappointed. I mean, I just wish things were like, you know, okay. It's almost like always underestimating how much time things are gonna take, and I tend to do that a lot. Cause I'm like, oh, I can get it done, and it's like, yeah, you can get shit done only if everything happens exactly the way, you know, it's supposed to, and nothing ever really does it? So, you know, there's that. Okay, we did our 2 straps like this, and again, I'm not sure what the rest of these instructions say. Let's read them. Oh my god, I have things everywhere. Okay. Okay. Cut around 10 centimeters from the edge of the straps. From both of them? That's what it sounds like, right? It says, cut around 10 centimeters from the end of the straps, slide the ring into the small strap, and fold the strap in half. Sew the ends together. Okay, let's open this. We're gonna take the clear ones out. So we have a clear ring, and then 2 clear sliders. And then we'll hang on to the rest for another project, I think. So we have to cut 10 centimeters from the edge? What the heck? You gotta cut it? We just sewed it! What do you mean we gotta cut it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that? Well, that's not right. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Frantic applaud. Thank you for the frantic applaud. We appreciate. Okay. Is this all in inches on here? Like, come on, fam. I need centimeters, bro. Okay. Let me pull out that ruler again. 10 centimeters is here. We're supposed to cut it? I mean, if they say so. I'm kind of like worried, but I mean, it's fine. Let's do what they say. It said cut 10 centimeters. Okay. Gosh, now what? Now what? Oh, let me get this out of your eyes. Your eyesight. Okay. Okay. Slide the ring, which is this. Slide the ring into the small strap and fold the strap in half. Sew the ends together. Okay, so it sounds like we're supposed to do this. Okay, it sounds like we're supposed to do this on one side and then on the other small one. Let's put those aside for a second because I have to like visualize what's happening. Bless me ×2. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the blessing. Okay. So we're going to sew these. Then take the long strap and thread it through one side of the slider. Oh god, now my slider is being so tiny. Okay. Slide it through. Yep. Take the long strap of the thread and thread it through one side of the slider over the center bar and back out the other side. Yep. Thread the same end of the strap that you just put through the slider through the bra ring. Huh? Girl, what? Am I supposed to have a bra ring too? What? Bring the strap back to the opposite side. Huh? Huh? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm confused. Bring it back through the... Oh, it's supposed to be this. This, I think. I think it's supposed to be this. But what are we supposed to do here? Thread the same end of the strap that you just put through the slider through the bra ring. Bring the strap back to the slider and thread it through the side of the slider opposite of the loop. Huh? Thread it through the slider again? How the fuck are we gonna do that? What? Maybe I gotta like look at a freaking bra or something. Like what? And then over the center bar again, securing the ring in place. Stitch the strap. Stitch the strap closer to the slider to secure it. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little like, huh? Thread the same end of the strap that you just put through the slider through the bra ring. Bring the strap back to the slider and thread it through the side of the slider opposite of the loop. Girl, what? And then over the center bar again, securing the ring in place. Stitch the strap close to the slider to secure it. Huh? I'm impressed you managed to understand it until you said, huh. I got lost in the first instruction. Hold on. I gotta look at this pic right now. Take the long strap and thread it through one side over the center and back through. I got that. Bring the strap back to the slider and thread it through. I think the idea is that we're supposed to sew this part shut, which also I don't. Hold on. Okay. If this is like the top, I think this will have to go through here too. I think we're supposed to. Okay, let me actually just like clip this shut. I'm supposed to clip that. Okay, so that would be sewn together, and then this one, I think we take it this way. It just looks, the straps just look really short though, so I'm kind of like surprised. But I don't think we need to have this much here. Maybe. Let me see. We're supposed to... How are we supposed to bring it back through the loop is what I don't understand. Thread the same end of the strap through the bra ring, which I have. Bring the strap back to the slider. How? And thread it through the side of the slider opposite of the loop. Like this one? The one that we just did, but it would be like over it, right? So now I'm very confused. Bro, this might have to be something where it's like I gotta figure that out, huh? Hmm. Nah, fam. I don't know. I don't know. This might be time for reinforcements. The internet. Hmm. What's it called? Just so I can freaking understand it very quickly. Huh. Okay, because basically it's supposed to look like a bra, right? So, yeah. Thread the slider onto the strap. We did that. Turn the end of the strap over the back and sew. Yeah, I don't understand why it wasn't that, like, complicated. Like, why isn't it just like... Sorry, I'm literally all up in your face. Hold on. Sorry. Like, So I have this one through, and it looks like they literally just, like, folded it over and sewed. So I'm kind of like, yeah, what's the problem? But things that at that point, though, you wouldn't be able to change the length. That's why I'm confused. Thread the slider onto the strap. Okay. Turn the end of the strap over to the back and sew. I'm like, is that... But if I just close it off, it's like this. It's like, how would that help me make the strap adjustable? You know? Thread the strap through the ring. You will cover the back of the strap. Thread the strap upwards through the slider. Thread the strap through the other slider. Huh? Bro, nah. You know what we need? We need... Let's see. Yeah, like, bro, like, it's supposed to look like this. Like, I'm just confused as to why they made me cut this and do this. Like, what? Let me see. Okay. One side should basically just go around the center bar and get sewn together. Yeah, I feel like there's not enough space to, like, thread it through again. That's what's kind of getting me confused. Like... Hold on. Because I think it should go just like this, right? But, like... Why the heck... Again, this is why I'm confused, because, like, this is so small. So that's a part of me I'm also, like, worried about, where I'm like, well, how would this even work? It's so tiny. So I don't know, that part I'm just like, bruh, it's so little too. Bro, I just need the strap part. And I'm like, how does it fit through here? And then the other side should basically do the same thing again, making a loop. Yeah, okay, so, like, this makes sense in this, like, I understand what they're doing here, but I don't understand why I had to cut the strap, is what I don't understand, why they asked me to do that first. 'Cause I assume the open end here, that's with the loop, or whatever, with the ring, this will go to the back of the dress, I assume. Like the back part or whatever. But like, again, why is this so short? Y'all know this will not fit over my shoulder. It doesn't even fit over my wrist. So I'm confused as to how it's gonna work. And granted, whatever, the dress isn't done yet, but like, I'm skeptical, fam. And it's weird because the pattern also for like the strap, it didn't say like do it on the fold, so it's like twice as long. So I'm confused, fam. Mm. Hold on. Maybe it's not compuzzled. Compuzzled and confused. Compuzzled. Confuzzled. Maybe it's not a strap in the traditional sense, more of just a sizing thing. Maybe. I guess that could be it, but I guess it just looks weird. So I'm like, how's this gonna be adjustable to like whatever, to the boobage, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, that's a little odd to me. We're like, in these little diagrams too, they look really big compared to like, I'll show you. If this is like the back piece, like, okay, first of all, look at this picture, this little diagram picture. Like, those straps look very like normal to a dress. You know what I mean? And like in this little diagram of it being attached to the back and the front, and like that looks very long. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, this doesn't look like it's gonna be able to do that, even if I did correctly do it. So now that what makes me like, is it worth it to like do this, or should I just make longer straps for my own personal like sake? You know what I'm saying? Because like also, how much adjustment would this little baby have? Like this, what is this gonna adjust to? That's why I'm like, I don't know. I'm not 100% about this. Where I'm like, should I just be freaking doing something else? No need to correct your typos, Nigel. I got you. What? So I'm a little not sure. So part of me is like, well, maybe, because at the end of the day, I could also just make extra, like, much longer ones and then also cut it later. You know what I'm saying? I'm good at keyboard. Bro, at least your stuff is like, you know, I can read it. Because I was telling you before, I think I've told chat before too, where it's like, my keyboard is pissing me the fuck off because it just kept misfiring or like triple firing stuff. And it's just very annoying when I'm trying to type an email and it's like, I have you, I like, have a great morning, space. Did you get my last email? Like, I look like a scammer, like someone who's trying to be like, don't forget to click the link down below and then put your personal information. Ugh, all right. All right, fam. We're gonna have to call it a day because it's literally 10 past 10. Okay. I want to use this one up here, and then we'll get rid of this one. Hey, guys. Okay, bye, guys. What the heck? Stay up. Okay. Oh, holy shit. Okay, it is 10:15 or 10:12 or whatever. And you're also going to bed. Like, there's just no doubt about it because I got to wake up in like 4 hours. So I got to go. Like 4 or 5 maybe, depending on when I go to bed. So I think tomorrow, probably off stream, I'll probably remake the straps and actually make them properly just because, again, this cannot be how long they are. Like, I don't see that happening. Or maybe I'll make backup straps just in case. Or just, again, like longer pieces that I can use later. Mainly because I'm going to be annoyed when I make these regular and it's like, doesn't work and this is the problem. So I might just have those as backup. But then, yeah. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it just because, you know, obviously, I feel like we made very little progress. Again, progress is progress. But I'm like, what the fuck? I wish we got a lot more done or something to like show for it. But alas, we don't. It's fine. It's fine. We will be back at it another day. Not sure which day. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not. But, you know, again, take my word or with a grain of salt because I never know when I'll be back. So I'll see you when I do sometime this week. Just not sure what time. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time, okay? The bobbin didn't work. That's very true. I appreciate you helping me cope, okay? Well, thank you guys so much, all right? I will catch you in the next one, okay? Good night, everybody, or, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's all good. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.